Moon above me, understand, and say a prayer for me. To make you love me was my only plan. Now I'm washed up like a fish on land, just another piece of tail flopping in the sand, and drinking cheap Chablis. My hair's a mess, I'm badly dressed, red, it's true. I got the empty bottles, but no SOS gets through. Can't even get the door, cause I look like such a whore. Slip right on the shores of you. I am slip right. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Hello, and everybody's in the right place too. Oh my gosh. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm your host, the Lady Dame, and welcome to TEENMITES. That's what we decided the team name was, and so it's on everything. There's no going back. Welcome, everybody. Today we're doing a charity one-shot using the masks system to raise some money for medical aid for Palestinians. We have links. We have a donate link and some timers that will go off periodically in chat. Let's see. It's donate is the command for that. We also have a bunch of really fun incentives and milestones. Milestones. You will notice, however, for those of you who are hanging out, that all of the numbers are in pounds because Medical Aid for Palestinians is a UK organization, which is a little funky, but it makes you donate in pounds, so that's why they're pounds instead of dollar signs. So I kind of apologize, but it was a charity that does really awesome things and right now is very much needed. So I was more so, you know, we're doing some concessions and stuff like that. So before we get into masks and before I get everything all set up, I'm going to have my players introduce themselves, tell us a little bit of, tell us who you are and also who you'll be playing today. We'll get into like really in-depth character descriptions within the course of the game. But just a little teaser, a little teaser. Yeah. So, let's start with Ren, because Ren, they are in my upper left-hand corner.
Dang, I was kind of hoping I'd have another moment. But
nope,
hey,
sorry.
Hi, I'm Ren. And I can be found here and on Twitter and Twitch as Thorny Dryad. Today, I'm going to be playing the wonderful and indefensible, yeah, that's a fun word choice, Jake Turner, also known as Stellar, who is a young man with a bit of an axe to grind and nothing to lose.
And which playbook are you using today, Ren?
Oh, thank you. I am playing the Bull, and I'm a little space themey.
Little space themey. For those of you who are not unfamiliar with masks is a powered by the apocalypse game by Magpie Games. So I say that like I don't know. And so they use playbooks like many of the other powered by the apocalypse style games. So each of our characters, when they introduce, if you could tell us which playbook you're using in the mask system. We're sticking with the base game, but I also know there's a lot of really rad expansions as well. So Buns, why don't you go next?
Wham.
Yep.
Hi, everybody. I'm a Buns, and I'm going to be playing Elle, or Luna, and they are the transformed playbook. Not getting into in-depth characterizations, but let's just say they might have a savior complex. I don't know yet.
We'll see what happens. Diana.
I'm Diana Lorraine, and I'll be playing the telepathic, elemental controlling, no need for a superhero name, Poppy Kane from the Protege playbook.
Awesome. And Finn.
Hi, I'm Finn. I'm going to be playing the slightly edgy Cam Rider, who is a delinquent playbook. And I think I'm going to keep the rest of them as a surprise.
Just slightly edgy. Just a little bit.
A tiny bit.
Just a tiny bit. It's fine. Alrighty. And I'm Lady Dame. Today I'll be the game master / potential villain / who knows all of the random NPCs. It'll be fun. It's great. Okay. So as a reminder, we're raising money for some maps. We have for map, but not the. I was like medical aid for Palestinians. I realized I probably shouldn't do the acronym because that acronym has other meanings that are not as nice. Let's see. Here on this, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to cover before we get started for today. We always use safety tools. The players have access to a list of our lines and veils. We use a number of different systems, including the X, N, and O, and the red, yellow, and green stoplight system as far as safety tools are concerned. I also just respond to, hey, we need to cut that short. Because safety is the most important part of all of this. It's a mini. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, let me set the scene for all of you. This takes place in Halcyon. We're in Halcyon City, in a smallish neighborhood of Halcyon City, where most of our team spends most of their time. Our players, about a week ago, had a run-in. There was a large rally for an upcoming mayor. I don't think if this was a re-election. I can't remember if this was a re-election campaign that we had talked about, or if this was a new mayor. What was that, Buns?
I think it was re-election.
Re-election.
Saying they were
Re-election.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were on the campaign trail.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
On the campaign trail, for one, Steve Miller Crosby, who our players discovered goes by another name, the Mintler. I swear this is what we came up with. And during all of that, this was how our team got together as they were all trying to figure out what was going on with Steve Miller Crosby and what their nefarious deeds were, what they were trying to do, because y'all, it wasn't great. The reason he's known as the Mintler has to do with a certain candy that he likes to keep people liking him and keeping people under his thumb, so to speak. Yeah. So our heroes came together in a number of ways as they realized that they all were working towards a common goal to take down the Mintler. They were able to stop the rally, but Steve Miller Crosby. Oh God, that was louder than I was intending. They can't hear it, luckily, but I can. Thank you for that donation. Who was that? Let's see. Thank you so much. Dax for 30. That means, friends, we got a donation of 30 pounds, so everybody gets a reroll. Oh, there it goes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have I might have two different alerts for this. Who knows? We'll see. I'm sorry, Mindy. Oh, gosh. Oh, I do have two different alerts set up. Whoopsies. Hold on. Anyway. I'm just going to turn one of those alert boxes off. I don't know why there's two. Anyway. It's fine. It scared me. It's all good. So, let's see. Right. So, yeah, we're about a week after Steve Miller Crosby managed to get away. Some people now trust him a little bit less than they did before, but for the most part, most of the public is unaware of everything that happened, and he's still Like the opinion poll has gone down on Steve Miller Crosby after the rally, but he's still out there, still lurking in the shadows. I want to start again. We're about a week away. Different panels. Our heroes at this point are just living their lives, doing the things that teen superheroes do in between. Why don't y'all tell me what you've been up to this past week? Give us a little flash, give us a little scene of what your character's doing, what are they working on? Have you seen each other in the last week since the rally? And if somebody wants to go first, that's great. Otherwise, I'm going to pick on somebody. No.
I'll
Buns?
go first.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll go first. So Gargoyle, they stay like in the ruins of the rec center. So that's kind of their hangout. I think within the last week they probably would have been trying to make it more of a hospitable place for their friends to come over so they can have a more like centralized place sometimes. I mean, like having people come over is cool, I guess. They would have sent out an invite. I have a question for another player.
Absolutely, go for it.
Would we have a way to communicate with each other after we parted ways last time? Cam.
I would say yeah. My guess is after we all came together, we probably decided to exchange like Discord handles or something. And Cam,
Yeah, we did. We do have a group chat. I remember.
And Cam got the like Discord group chat up so that we can all.
And Poppy is telepathic, so Poppy can communicate with any of y'all whenever she wants to.
Show off.
At some point,
Communicative.
Lou would have just been thinking like really hard, knowing that they would have thought just really hard, like, man, I sure do wish my friend Poppy would come over. I just found a working microwave and I have popcorn. Sigh, and like think the word sigh.
I show up with Hot Pockets.
That answers the question if some of us have seen each other.
Yep. Perfect.
But they would have put like the invite out, just kind of like, because they didn't, other than their sister, they didn't think anybody else would really talk to them.
Also,
That's what they've been doing.
Buns and Ren, you both have an additional reroll. So if y'all also friends, if you wouldn't mind keeping track of your reroll. So everybody has one reroll.
My little pin out now.
And Buns and Ren, you both have, Gargoyle and Stellar, you both have an extra one. So we're at 2 currently. So we're hanging out, and remind me, and did I hear this? Sorry, because I was trying to fix the sound on the alert because it's very loud. Did you tell our audience how your main source of communication, or how it is that y'all communicate with each other? Because it's my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, we have a Discord channel. We have a whole Discord server that Cam runs, and it's just it's like 90% memes.
Yeah. As is any good Discord.
Luna still calls them memes. You no one has corrected them yet.
Why would we?
Kind of endearing.
It's precious.
Cam has thought about it.
We've had a group discussion about it in a different channel. We've decided not to correct.
Perfect. Okay, so what about you? Let's say, Ren, what have you been up to in this time? Stellar.
Please just call me Jake. You know, I've probably been occupied between visiting my uncle at the museum/planetarium, and I feel like I'm still young enough to be going to school, so I'm probably doing independent study. I feel like having superpowers makes school a little difficult, so my grades aren't so great. So I have to do a lot of extracurriculars to make up for it. So I volunteer a lot of my time helping out at the museum as like an exhibit aide slash what do they call those people that hang out at the exhibits?
Docents?
Nerd.
Oh, that.
I
It's
just
bad because Luna thinks it's like the coolest thing ever. They want to come visit your job so much, but they can't.
so in between doing shifts at the museum and struggling at school, and I am calling my partner out because she was a docent at the zoo. I probably am also stopping over at the rec center every evening, and probably I've set up. I want to say I've set up a telescope, but it's in the city, so of course I can't see anything at all. But it's there, and I will show up for after receiving the message from Luna about, hey, look, we got a microwave and things are great.
It's just like a picture of them like this with like a microwave and then like the numbers are blinking because they still haven't said it yet. Like,
I'll show up with one of those really, really terrible old portable DVD players with like the scratched screen. Like I've picked it out of
like
a thrift
PS1
store or something. And like a copy of a bad action film and
Ooh.
like
We have to think of one now.
cream soda. Yes, cream soda. There you go. And it's like, okay, movie night. And I'm going to come down with that. And
Cliffhanger.
we're ready for an impromptu movie night, I guess.
That's the action movie. Because it's good, but it's bad.
Oh yeah, it's like a C rating movie.
It's good, but it's
100%.
bad.
Not even a B movie. We're going C movies.
Ooh, that's how you know
Cam
it's really
suggested
good.
it. So
Cam suggested it.
Cam suggested
Cam.
it. So
Can't, don't give me that evil. Why are you doing
For me.
Jeez.
Cam, Blink, what have you been up to?
I think Cam has been mostly in their dad's workshop area behind the house where they live, which is right by the dumpster, and kind of doing trips between the dumpster and their workshop and just working on stuff. Real secretive, like. But if we're doing an impromptu movie night, after getting the message, Cam will just like pack a bunch of stuff up into their backpack, put it on, and then which like kind of just like a pop noise. They're standing there in the basement.
Oh, does it make our ears pop? Because it's a noise that we all just like, is anyone used to it yet?
I mean, Poppy might be used to it, but otherwise for all of you, there's just like a slight popping noise, and then there's just like Cam is just fucking standing there.
They try to stop it, but every time their ears like go back, they're like,
you could use the door one of these times.
But this is faster.
But then they wouldn't be Cam.
They're not wrong.
Anyway, popcorn is cool.
And
Go ahead.
go.
No, go ahead. You're attacking.
The RP will go on forever, trust me. Yeah.
So Poppy, during this week, what have you been up to before we get to movie night?
I mean, there's been school,
Uh-huh.
which Poppy does reasonably well because she uses her telepathy real well
Sure.
to get those answers on various tests. Yeah, she's totally cheating all the time at school. But when she's not doing that, she's got to be hanging out with her teacher because she is a protege at Taekwondo. She's got to keep eyes on them. They're kind of evil. She's rejecting her protege. Her protege. What words? She's rejecting them a little bit. But then she's hanging out at movie night with Hot Pockets. This is life.
Yeah. So
This
far we
is
have
like
Hot
the
Pockets.
ultimate. And remind us of your mentor, your Taekwondo mentor's name.
Edmund Ramsey.
And do they have a superhero name? I don't remember.
We did not give them one.
Okay,
no.
excellent.
No. But we both have elemental control, but they are telekinetic, whereas I am telepathic.
Right. So in true comic book form, we have a full splash page of our heroes in the ruins of the old rec center that are both somehow, you've got that like linoleum floor probably, but surrounded by this really old stonework. It's a really interesting mix of like old cathedral style architecture in rubble, but also like, folding chairs and like those really uncomfortable, or not folding chairs, but those really uncomfortable plastic chairs that you stack up that would normally be found, and like the metal like fold out tables and things like that.
Yeah. That you always gotta punch 3 times before the leg will stick out.
Yep.
It's the best thing and the worst thing at the same time. I want like if the Ninja Turtles, like if their lair wasn't in a sewer in New York and it was in an old abandoned church / rec center, that's the vibe they're going for. There's definitely a tire seat somewhere that they use like a beanbag chair. It's just made out of tires leaned against each other, and like they like melded it with their glass with like their magma.
And let's see. Well, and so what we didn't get into is like what each of your characters actually looks like. I mean, for the full effect of this comic book, that's graphic novel, full like 2-page splash image that opens the thing. We have the title of TEENMITES over the top in big bold letters. Why don't you tell us what your characters look like? We'll start with Poppy and then go sort of in a various and sundry way.
Okay, so Poppy is a little on the she's medium muscular build, woman, she, her pronouns, Hispanic. She tends to wear loose clothing, and in terms of her superhero costume, she is going to wear her mentor's garb, which is going to be her Taekwondo uniform, which I believe is called a gi. I could not remember it, and it just came to me.
There you go.
Okay.
There we go. Yay!
Yay.
Remembered.
Cam, what does Cam wear? And also, Poppy, are you in your gi at the moment? Are you in your sort of superhero costume at this moment in time?
No, we're just kind of hanging out, but I feel like she always has her Taekwondo belt with her, which she has taken a yellow belt, and that's just the color that she likes, so she's going to keep it. She's staying at yellow.
Perfect.
That's where she's at.
Cam, what is... It's perfect. Cam, what kind of outfit is Cam rocking?
So Cam is sort of this ambiguously gender butch person with kind of a Middle Eastern heritage, but in a way where you can kind of tell that they're probably not from distinctly one country. Their parents are from different places, and they are a little bit more ambiguous in that sense too. They have these kind of jaded eyes where they're always kind of watching people and judging them. And they wear sort of ragged, rebellious clothes. It looks like they went into a thrift store and found everything that qualified as vaguely punk, and they just wear that. And they do not even really have a hero costume. They will just like throw on a ski mask or a bandana or something and call it, stealth.
Stellar. Tell us a little bit about Stellar's appearance. What do they look like?
Oh boy. Well, if there was a superhero equivalent for average, it would be Jake. Jake is just like a 16-ish-year-old white boy who's got, brown hair that's cut kind of mid-length, scruffy. They don't really do much with it, so it kind of like is wavy and curly all up in their face. And they have a green spring jacket that they wear way too often, so it's all beat up to hell, and they wear it even in weather inappropriate seasons. And they've got kind of beat up jeans and Converse sneakers, the usual deal. I guess the most outstanding thing about them is their eyes. His eyes are particularly vivid, very, very bright, shifting green. And when he calls upon his stellar power, it does cause a minor change in his eye area, in the sense of you can almost see galaxies hidden in those eyes. But we don't really need to talk about that because we're not on the superhero clock. But definitely just kick him back in one of those plastic chairs, probably have a milk crate that I brought along one day that I just used to like prop up my feet. And I'm just kind of leaning back waiting for the popcorn to be made, and I will crack open one of those cream sodas that I brought along. Yes, they're in a glass bottle, because why wouldn't they be?
That's the only way to drink cream sodas.
Yeah, and I just discard the bottle cap onto the floor. I usually make a pile before I just throw them out, so... Or collect them.
And, Gargoyle.
So, Elle is, I think we all were saying they're like 15, 16-ish. So they're around that mid-age. They are African-American. They're female born, but they see themselves more like they're steering away from it. So they said so they feel like they're another part of themselves and who they used to be. With the transform, they still have all of their features, but their skin is almost stone gray now, but it melds into a darker tone when it gets to the top of their head. Their hair is in a braided mohawk that goes about mid-length down their back. And they're wearing sort of the clothes they were wearing when the transformation started happening. They got very muscular. Sorry, I just looked over. They are very muscular, kind of like very toned now, and their skin kind of. Are we supposed to have post-its? It kind of looks like they have lava skin at the edges and the tips of their fingers. They're like their insides. They have magma kind of coursing through them now. Magma. Lava. They lava all of you. But that hurt myself.
No, it's not.
Too cute.
So as our intrepid players, our young team superheroes are enjoying a fun night in another panel, as we flip the page, you see a bank of computers. It is dark, and there's these like bluish green lights that are sort of undulating on the walls near this bank of computers. You're not, as a reader, you wouldn't necessarily be quite be sure what exactly these computers do. It is that sort of generic like 80s, late 80s, early 90s, like black screen, green text. It looks
computers.
Yep. That has, and it's got, you can see as like lines of code and lines of text are running across the screen, and across the screen you see something that flashes red. Something is happening, and as we pull back the close-up panel before the next page, there's something. It appears to be like like kind of slime or water, not sure. Mysterious comic book origins, wooshiness. Before we head back to our intrepid, that's our like little interlude page before we head back to our superheroes who are currently unaware of what's been going on in the computer, unless somebody has set up access to get pinged when stuff like that happens. So what are y'all doing? I would like very much to get a little bit of sense of this hot pocket party.
First off, that is definitely what we decided to call it, the Hot Pocket
Yeah, the Hot Pocket Party. Hot Pocket movie night.
I'm proud of all my choices today.
Luna loves that the cream soda is in the glass, the old vintage glass bottles, kind of, and they ask can they keep a few, and kind of like turn away and like use their nails to do, we take a glass bottle and you cut off the neck so it's a cup, so they can have cream soda cups. And they're like, now I have cups for when you guys visit. And they like go over to the cabinet, because it's like down where you would go for like lunch or anything like that. That's why the tables and all the chairs are down there. So there is like a little kitchen that's barely made it. That is really just more counter space than not. That's why they were really happy about this microwave. They just kind of go over there to like the cabinet and they just like open the working one and they're like, I have cups now. Yay. They're definitely down for like movie night. When they come over, they're just like, there's a blanket over that tire seat. So they're just like sitting there and going, thank you guys for coming over. I'm really happy that you came.
Well, yeah, anything for Hot Pocket night and movies.
I mean, it looks like you cleaned up. Did you sweep before we got here? I swear it looks a little less rubble strewn.
Yeah, I had to if I punch hard enough, it loosens the dirt and then I can get it off. And the tail is kind of like going back and forth.
I can help you with that. I can control the elements. Like, I can set up some wind.
I was going to ask if you thought dirt was an element or something. I mean, technically, right?
Would the concrete count?
I mean,
I can just blow it away with some wind.
or you
I'll open
just
the windows.
get a vacuum.
Well, but the vacuum will get clogged with all the dirt.
No.
Look, like everyone stops. It just does.
Then you have to empty. Then you have to empty the vacuum. My mom makes me do that all the time. It's annoying.
That's what that pile is for. They're just like pointing to a pile of like concrete stuff. Like, that's what that pile's for. The dirt.
Just the pile of dirt. Sure.
Cam is just staring at this pile of dirt and then just kind of looks at Elle for this long moment. And there's just judgment written all over their face.
Oh no. You live like this? They recognize it. It's like, well, I could only get power to this half of the roof. That's why the microwave's over there.
I'll bring a vacuum next time I come.
Okay.
Question I was about to pose. Do we have water?
Yes. The jug thing still works. They do not like the water fountain. Like the jug thing still works. I found some, and they like take it over and they like put it up. They're like,
Right here.
I'm sorry.
I feel like at that, Poppy is like she's got like raindrops like filtering through her hand. Like, come on.
Wait. Okay. What else do we need? You could make a fire pit. Could you do that one? like the element. Like, can you do that one?
I feel like she does like a lightning bolt to like a pile of
That is definitely a safety hazard. Cam's just gonna like turn and walk over to one of the tables and sit up and just like flip their backpack onto it and start opening it and rummaging.
I was gonna put cinder blocks around it. There's There's a whole pile of them.
You realize the smoke has nowhere to go, right?
Window.
In the basement?
Okay, it's a naturally made window, but it's still a window.
We could make a skylight.
Architectural feature. Those are all the rage.
What used to be the bathroom up there is the perfect place. We could just seal it off.
Speaking of, is there a...
Oh no, there's a working one down here. Yeah, that
Okay.
was my stopping point. If I hadn't
can't-
found it, I would have went somewhere else.
I can't make that.
So you do have running water in this rec center.
Yes, it's like just barely there. Like if everything like fell in and then slanted and made this pocket of working building, like that's where they're at. Like you wouldn't think there was anything down there, but there's like the cafeteria area survived.
You know how bureaucracy works. They think that the water bill is still being paid for some reason.
Yep.
Or that it's already been shut off. I don't know.
They think it's been shut off because I took one of those little notices off of another building and put it on mine.
That
Speaking
was
of-
smart.
Do any of you use the restroom?
I mean,
did ask.
not right now, but
I mean,
yes.
Go wash your
eventually.
hands, all of that sort of thing.
I'm my own. I mean, I can create my own water, so I don't need to go to the bathroom for that.
Where do we even make it? Where does it come from?
We're asking the hard questions.
My soul.
Why is this so wet?
I pull it out of the atmosphere because I have elemental control, and there's water in the atmosphere. So that's my answer.
You probably want to
like
filter
it.
that then.
I didn't say it was sanitary. I just said it happens.
You're going to question the sanitation of atmospheric water and not the water from pipes that should be shut down.
Look, I'm a...
Well, okay,
Yeah.
we know the election's coming up. If the bills pass, they'll actually come and try to renovate this place. Then I can just sneak back in. But until then, this is what I got.
We'll get you a Brita filter.
I mean, they have the water thing. Unless you're going to go into the bathroom and drink from the sink, there's literally a water cooler right there.
Mm-hmm.
Brita
Do you,
filter.
do you want like a soda, Cam? I feel like you could chill out.
Do you really want to give them caffeine?
Fine.
Oh, I think caffeine could be fun.
I like to think the movie has been playing this entire time. And no one
Oh
has
yeah,
paid attention to it.
absolutely.
It's like one we've all seen 7 times
Yeah.
at least.
Because every time Cam has to talk about something, some element, like this.
Like we all like it, but we know it's coming. We're like, what are you going to teach us about the movie this time?
Yeah. Like, what theme are we going to explore in watching this movie today?
Lou is going to come over and like ask if you are okay. Like they seem a little bit like fiddly now because you're kind of like upset. They're like, I know it's not much.
No, it's fine. They're nitpicking and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but what are you working on?
Well, I'm looking for what I made for everybody.
You made something?
Yeah, I mean, if we're all working together.
Oh, okay. What did you make?
Cam's just like pulling wires and like pieces of computer chips and just things that are like wrapped up in cloth and setting them aside. And finally, like near the bottom, pulls out a box that looks pretty beat up, kind of sets it aside and kind of starts shoving everything back into the backpack with no real order.
They like have present face. They're like, oh, thanks. You shouldn't have.
Cam's gonna open up the box, and inside is 4 different Bluetooth earbuds that have look like they've been tampered with a little bit, obviously, but they're overall completely intact. And Cam's just gonna be like, so I modified these, and as long as we have cell service, we can talk to each other.
I'm gonna take the yellow one.
That's so sweet.
That's
They just
pretty
slowly
cool.
right? They just like slowly reach for like whatever is the closest, like olive green or like a green color. They're like that one, and if no one goes for it, they're like.
Hey, thanks. Can you, I don't know, throw one over this way?
Yep. Cam's gonna pick up like a red one and toss it.
Red. Did you color these?
No.
Oh, well, oh, okay. I'll stick it in a pocket of my jacket.
Who
Okay.
definitely thinks you colored them now.
No, I didn't make things nice looking for my teammates. It's fine.
Associates.
Oh, Poppy totally telepaths to Cam. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Cam just is like putting on the blue one and just says this face like, shut up.
Oh, I was going to say, if at some point anybody decides that they need to use a restroom or even just to wash their hands, because, you know, we wash our hands a
Hygiene.
lot. Hygiene is important, and we wash our hands a lot more these days. You would notice that there's like a thin layer of water on the floor that wasn't there probably, I would say, like an hour or so ago. Like maybe something sprung a leak.
Oh. Elena's gonna be so embarrassed and try to fix it.
How do you try to fix something like that?
They don't want anybody, like they tell y'all not to not look because they're self-conscious about it, but they kind of go and and spit because it's magma, so they can get it out and morph it, and then they put it around the pipe to like seal it, and then squeeze it close like that. They're like, just don't look.
Thank you for that donation. I believe that was Ren. It was 15, which I think means we get some Haxer speech from
Oh boy.
from Blink.
All right, so I guess while L is...
I don't know if that's 3 or if that's a reroll and some Haxer speech, but I will.
Dealer's choice.
Excellent. Let's do Haxer speech and an extra reroll for Blink.
Okay. So while L is trying to fix their pipes, Cam's just gonna kind of stand there for a minute and be like, you know, I could diddle with that for you. It's
What?
not a big deal.
You can what?
Diddle with it? It means, you know, like, I'm gonna fix it, but it's not like a big deal because it's not hard to fix pipes.
I don't know if that's what that... You know, never mind. And I just, like, keep watching the movie.
Yeah, this probably isn't gonna last very long. Once it hardens, it's actually pretty fragile. And they kind of like tink it.
Yeah, it's not your fault that it's kind of a crufty pipe system. I'll have a look.
There's like, are you looking like at just the pipe? Like, are you looking at the pipes under the sink? Or are you looking at sort of the faucet or the ones around the toilet or
We didn't decide if it was for like washing hands or if somebody like went to the bathroom.
If once you went into the bathroom, you would have noticed
You would have noticed it.
Yeah, you're not quite necessarily sure where it's coming from.
Then they would have gone for the toilet first, and then like behind it, where the weird little shape is that nobody ever really wipes down. Down at the bottom. I'm calling all of us out.
Yep, that's fair. That's fair.
So right there where like the water pressure like turn would be on, trying to see if they can hear a difference in like the water pressure. So they'll like move out the way when Cam says that they'll be able to come in and look at it.
So Cam's gonna kind of squat down, look at the pipes behind the toilet, and then look at the pipes under the sink, kind of figure out what looks weird.
So let's. I kind of want to see if there's moves that are applicable,
So,
but I'm not 100%
Can
sure.
I assess the situation?
Sure. Yeah. Do it. Roll me 2d6, and you've got a couple re-rolls if you want to try and, depending on how these rolls go.
Plus superior for assess situation. 2d6 plus your superior.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 8.
8.
Ooh.
That is a success. Hold on, I guess I should have this out because I don't have these memorized.
The character keeper has a basic moves tab that has all of them up there.
You're the best ever. You're amazing.
To-
Oh, look at
you get
that.
to ask a question.
Yes. Okay. So on a 7 and 9, you get to ask one of the following questions for assess the situation. If you have the character keeper up that Buns so helpfully gave us, you can see the list of questions. So, Blink, what question would you like to ask?
All right, so I'm going to ask, what here can I use to fix this?
What here can you use to fix this? That's an excellent question. I don't know how, I will say this is a rec center bathroom. They usually have, it's like, these kind of places usually have like some sort of like tool bucket that has like especially for bathrooms, like a plunger and, and a like toilet scrub brush and a pipe wrench and, various and sundry things. You can probably, like, what you see I'll give you this. What you see when you assess the situation is that there are small leaks coming from the pipe around the, behind the toilet. You also may guess, given the amount of water, that this has either been going on for some time, or that there's more than just this pipe that's like leaking, or that there's enough water on here that it's kind of concerning. So you can use the pipe wrench, or you can try to use the pipe wrench to try and shut off or to tighten up the pipes to keep it from leaking, or to, yeah.
And then because I took a playbook move as a delinquent, I have criminal mind. I can also ask an extra question.
Ooh, hey.
I love that move for the delinquent.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask, what here is useful or valuable to me?
What here is useful or valuable to you? Interesting.
So many ways to answer that.
Yeah.
Oh, so fun being on this side where I don't have to think of these answers.
I know. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine as I make, this is why I picked this. So, what here is useful to the delinquent? I wouldn't say there's a lot necessarily gadgetry wise, but you would probably be aware, as somebody who's like tapped into, you might be aware probably that there's usually some like some devices that have like a water pressure reader essentially. I would think would be the most useful, that are, you can't necessarily control the water I mean, you might be able to. Most people, you can't necessarily control the water pressure, but you'd be able to look at it and see what's going on and why there's so much water on the floor at this point. Because Gargoyle, you would know that it wasn't like this, say, like...
I made sure. I cleaned up and everything. Yep. I was having company, maybe.
Exactly. So this is relatively new, and it's a decent amount of water for being relatively new.
Did the utility closet with the water heater survive?
No, that's what did this.
Right.
If you went to look at the like water pressure gauge, you would see that it was actually like higher than it should be.
That'd probably be like outside the water pressure gauge, like wherever. That was probably.
I mean, I think Cam would probably go out of the building and kind of stomp around because, like, even if the water heater itself is gone, there is that utility box outside of a building usually that they can pop open and have a look at. So the water pressure's too high.
Did you go out by yourself?
I mean, if anybody wanted to follow Cam as they just like abruptly get up and walk up out of the basement.
I just didn't know if you were like, I'll go check there. And then just...
No, they've just been like, and then like got up out of the...
I think that while y'all are doing that, Poppy would just enter the bathroom and try to get rid of the water.
Excellent. Let's see. I'm trying to think if... I know you have a control water situation, which is super helpful.
Unleash them.
Yeah, I kind of felt like that was like unleash your powers. Maybe.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Go ahead and roll for me to see how well you can control this. Because as this is going on, the thin layer starts to rise a little bit. It's not like super fast, but it's like a pretty steady rise.
Yo, I'm gonna get a condition. This is...
Yeah, this does not go well because that is a 7, but it's plus my freak, which is a -1, so that makes it a 6.
Oh, that's just wait, you have a reroll.
You do have one
I
reroll.
do have a reroll. I have one reroll. I'm going to use my reroll.
Thank you for that reminder.
Thank you, bud.
Don't
Sorry,
forget.
I get into it.
Okay.
No, absolutely.
Okay, it was 1 better.
But that's what you needed.
That's all I needed.
7. So you are successful. Tell us what this looks like as far as you controlling the water and what do you do with it?
I go into the bathroom and I see the water standing there and I'm like, and so I just like with my hands, I start swirling it around and moving, and I'm just gonna send it right back up the pipes. Like It came from the pipes, it's going back into the pipes. That's where it belongs.
Excellent.
And so I send it that way, and I think it's a 7, so like I get most of the water back in.
I was going to say, so on a 7 to 9, you can either mark a condition, because it doesn't go perfectly well, or I can tell you how it's unstable or temporary.
Tell me how it's unstable or temporary.
All right, so you get everything sort of back in the pipes, but like, because I feel like because Cam is currently like looking at the water pressure on the outside, and I don't know if you're trying to futz with it or not, but there's something, but also there's this pressure from the water going up the pipe as well. And so instead what happens is the water from that you're trying to shove back in and the water that's trying to come out sort of collide and expand the pipe until it gets bigger and bigger, and it it doesn't burst.
Okay.
Yet. But like
Can Cam see the water pressure suddenly going up?
Yep.
Like
there's definitely like a fight that's happening right now, and it swells a little bit. It's probably not the most steady thing that's happening at this moment.
Right, because you're just standing next to me. I'm just like, You didn't know statues could have double chins, but they were just like all the way back.
Yeah, I think Cam is almost immediately gonna like blink right back to that and like.
I don't think that's how that's supposed to.
See Poppy doing the thing and just be like, "Stop that! Whatever you're doing, stop."
What?
The pipes are like.
I put the water back in. I put the water back in the pipes. That's where they go.
Yeah, but the pipe water pressure is way too high right now.
Y'all would just hear me from the other room. Are we not watching the movie anymore? Like,
What part of the
what's
movie
going
are we
on
at?
there?
Did he throw the dude off the cliff?
No, they're getting right to that part. I need to hear that Wilhelm scream, you know.
Okay, then we haven't reached that part yet. We're good.
Help!
Help.
Just let it play for a second. Do you want me? I think I can evaporate the water.
Ooh.
It would probably hurt anybody else but me, so like stand back. But if I heat it, would it make steam and evaporate the water? Would that be an unleash my powers?
Sure.
Okay. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta pull up what my freak is. I think it's high. I think transformed always has a high one.
I think so.
It's a 3. Heck yeah.
Heck
okay.
yeah.
Right. Okay. So I rolled a 5, a 1 plus 3, 7, 8, 9. 9.
9.
9.
9. Perfect. All right. So
I saw chat. Sorry.
you can. Who needs a mop when you're a superhero? Exactly. Why do things the easy way when you can do them the hard way? AKA the story of all teenage superheroes. So this, again, on a 7 to 9, you can mark a condition, or I can tell you how it is unstable or temporary.
I think I'm gonna mark a condition for this to work. They've been very anxious because all this stuff keeps like happening all over.
In your beautiful rec center / new hideout.
Yeah. Right out.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So yeah, I'll mark a condition.
Okay. What condition shall you mark today? I think you get to choose, is my understanding.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with insecure.
Oh, okay. Rock on.
And am I describing how it works?
Sure, please
me
do.
Doing the thing. So wait. So we see the pipes kind of becoming big, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
You can probably hear them creaking and groaning. In
Yeah,
the
you
wall
can.
Too.
Exactly.
Right. All right. It's kind of like a freak out reaction when they see it and nobody's really doing anything, and they just kind of kick the wall like so that their foot goes in. You know, when those ice boots, when they do that up to the pipe that's bursting and just start like hugging it, and like the more nervous they are, the hotter everything gets, and it gets red, and you just see
And evaporates the water.
and then they're just like,
Yeah, I feel like Cam
"Did I
is just
help?"
gonna like yank the faucet so it's open so that steam can just erupt out of the pipes.
You now have a sauna in your rec room.
Poppy's hair gets really big.
To be honest, though, so there goes the opposite direction. It starts going because the steam's like starting to straighten.
Poppy has that really curly hair that just goes.
I just gave Luna a blowout.
I didn't
Cam
know
is
this
just-
was where this was going to go, and I'm here for it.
Silk press. Meanwhile,
Just gone to hell.
Cam's just sitting there very grateful their backpack is semi-waterproof.
water resistant.
Well, with the bathroom situation cleaned up, what are y'all doing next? Going back to watching the movie? What are you thinking?
I want us to walk in right when the scream happens. We're all like, "Heh."
Yeah, Cam's just gonna like open the bathroom door and step out, and then there's just the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah.
And as all that steam billows out, like right after the scream, I'll pause it and I'll just like turn in the chair. And
There's steam, and then all of us walking out.
I'll walk out.
It's like the most cinematic, epic, like. Whoosh.
Me and Elle's hair is completely changed.
Kale's just like, we fixed the bathroom.
Yeah.
What the hell are you all doing in there?
I helped.
I did too, I think.
How many superheroes does it take to? What did y'all do in there?
Not important.
Water pressure was too high.
Then
I
too
hugged
low.
a pipe.
And then two evaporated, I guess. Okay, that's fine. Y'all gonna heat up those hot pockets or what?
The Hot Pockets! And they like go over. They've been on for a minute. They just like put it on 10 because that's the only thing the microwave will go to.
Yeah.
They've just been in there.
Oh
But that
my
means they're
God.
cooked perfectly because they're
Yeah.
Hot Pockets.
Right?
The center isn't frozen anymore.
No.
Now it's all
nice-
gonna burn your mouth.
I was gonna say.
You have two options, ice cube or lava. I'm the only one who can eat the Hot Pocket. This is still kind of cold.
Yeah, you eat the frozen bit to cool off your mouth when it's from the burning. This podcast, this stream has not been sponsored by Hot Pocket
No, but here we are. Although we should, in retrospect.
or Jim Gaffigan, for that matter.
Right? Please sponsor us, Hot Pockets.
Yep.
I'll take it.
Right?
Too.
Look, I'm
Bagel
always
bites.
looking for sponsors here on this stream.
Who's a cousin of Hot Pockets?
Pizza
Or
rolls, they annoying littler cousins.
Totino's. I will slam a Totino's pizza.
Ooh.
Totino's pizza and a Capri Sun and live my best life.
Actually, what I really need are some Bagel Bite sponsorships for my Arcade Spirits streams eventually. That's a whole other story, but so question for Cam, for our Blink. You're on your computer a lot.
Yeah.
You're sort of tied into a bunch of stuff. Like is there stuff that you're specifically keeping track of? What kind of tell me about your computer setup and tell me about what's going on with that.
I mean, back at their house, they definitely have like a rig that is like 5 different screens. All of them have cracks and or dings in them because they're from the dump. And they have like probably 2 to 3 different towers with lots of fans. And just they have it all set up to do a couple different things. I think the big thing that they do is monitor social media. They probably have some kind of AI or program that just trawls through like Twitter and similar social media, just watching for buzzwords. Anything that would indicate a disaster or something bad happening.
Okay.
Someone being attacked or injured.
Cool. And you have that back at your place? Do you have something that's connected to it while you're here hanging out in the rec center?
Yeah, they probably have like an app in their cell phone that like if there's enough show ups of one of the buzzwords that something bad is happening, it'll ping.
I think you would see then in that case that there are, for social media particularly, if you're tied in specifically to everything knows location stuff and whatever, that particularly around Halcyon City, there are a number of tweets going out from various people about needing a plumber immediately and how suddenly all of their pipes and water aren't working, and they're essentially the buzzword is Halcyon. There's a lot of searches all at once for Halcyon City plumbers. Yeah, so you would get that notification probably as a buzzword situation.
Hashtag Pipe-mageddon.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's probably someone doing like Pipe Mageddon or someone's pipes is burst, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is an emergency!" And so then the use of any variation of Armageddon and an emergency and
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
and like more than 30 people all searching for the same couple buzzwords is just like
Port your local plumber.
Gifts of just from Waterworld of people just sitting on rafts. It's like me in my basement right now. It's just a scene from Waterworld. This is too realistic. This is what people would really do.
Man, this was Texas a couple months ago.
Cam's just gonna like look at their phone and be like skimming through the results.
Yeah.
So the pipes thing isn't just us.
You would actually, most of you would get, I think, at that point too, Lunel, you'd probably be getting a text coming from your mother at this point, saying that it's time to, asking for help with something because she has no idea how to fix her pipes. Jake, your uncle would be texting you, but more of that, like, I've got it covered, don't worry about it, but also like you might want to come grab your stuff because there might be some water damage, etc.
That's big. That is cool. Okay. My mom needs help. I think I have to go hug her pipes too.
No, I think we need to figure out the source of this and not hug any more pipes until we figure out where this is coming from.
Oh. Do you think does Halcyon have a like water tower or something? Or like the county that we're in? Or like where's the water
treatment
source?
plant?
Thank you.
Yeah, or water treatment plant or
my Midwest. My Midwest but was like water tower.
Mhm.
That's what we have in the South.
You would all be vaguely familiar that there is something resembling a water treatment plant.
Or like a city well or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reservoir?
Yeah.
A reservoir.
Or water words.
We're right.
All of those things in one city.
And
City
more.
water cooler.
We're very water conscious in our town.
There's like a reservoir, also a water treatment plant, because usually there's like two of those, or like, you know, there's the
More than one.
or they're like in the same-ish area kind of thing. I would say Halcyon City is like one of those like small big cities where it's like pretty compact and there's like little neighborhoods in each, but it's not like New York City big. It's like,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
it's like, I don't know. I'm trying to think what city it's like because
More like a Columbus and less like
Yeah.
like New York.
correct. It's more like a Columbus. That's a good one.
Cam,
Mini
you think
city.
we need to fix the pipes?
I mean, if something is messing with all the pipes at once and they haven't already shut the water off, something is weird.
Are we gonna have to go in the sewer?
Ew.
I was thinking we could go check out the city's utility center first, figure out what's happening.
Ah, you said first and it wasn't a no.
Don't you think maybe they've got people for that and they just haven't looked yet?
I mean, that's it. That Jake has a very good point. Maybe something just broke. It's not always evil. Sometimes things just break.
I'm kind of with Cam on this. But broken down building pipes are one thing, but my mom hasn't messaged me in a really long time.
Listen, like, I get that some people live in the inner city where if there's fucking water damage, people will get money from the government or whatever to fix it, but then there's people like my family. If the pipe bursts in my house, do you really think they're going to give a shit about a couple of immigrants?
Can we at least look?
I think we should look.
We can look.
Yeah, we can go look.
Yay! Okay.
I guess I'll go.
I'm gonna go get my stealth stuff.
Stealth stuff.
Please define stealth stuff.
It's literally like one of those like hooded shawls so they can cover their wings and tail.
The black hoodie.
Like the black is like the
black
black hoodie. And their tails like wrapped around them like a belt. And they're like, now I'm just really tall.
Now.
Stealth mode.
Made it.
Yeah, Candace is going to be like, I'll be right back. Grab their backpack, disappear, and reappear like 2 minutes later with a different backpack and a bandana.
Yes. Who are you and how did you get in my lair?
We're not going anarchy mode on this, are we?
Just want to
No,
be
that's my red
prepared.
stuff.
It's Jake. No. It's Cam. It's always anarchy mode.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm not putting on anything.
I'm going like this.
Okay, I'm
Okay,
just
fine.
before we leave, I just have to. We're figuring it out. Maybe Sunday dinner. Okay, let's go.
Oh my god. That's adorable.
I had to text her mom.
I'm so cute. That's so cute. Cool. So y'all head to where were we heading again? I got distracted because I was too
Whatever building has
Water
like
treatment.
cute. The water treatment. Thank
like
you.
the city utility center where we know that they like
Public
keep track of
Works.
this. Public Works, yeah.
Public Works. There we go.
Cool. What time of night would you say this was about? Since this was your hot pocket party. TM.
Were we being rebellion teens? Was it like 10:30?
Sure.
Yeah, we were not
Oh
supposed to be out
God,
this late.
10:30.
The street lights are on. Okay, I'm having
Okay.
I'm freaking out thinking about it, and I'm an adult.
All right.
It's like summer, so like it would have just gotten, like it's dark out,
9:30.
but like
9:30.
just barely dark. Sure, enough like late enough that it's probably, I would say probably then late enough that it's starting to get dark, but not so late that like it's unusual for y'all to be out necessarily because
Okay.
it would have just gotten light. Does that sound cool to
Wait.
folks?
Yeah.
Is it a
Yeah.
weekday or a weekend?
Right?
Ooh, what do y'all think? I'm happy either way.
Mm.
Hot Pocket Pizza Party
I
is a
think it's
Friday deal.
night.
Yep.
I think
It's a
Friday
Friday
night
deal.
special. It's our Friday night special.
That would make sense. It's been a week since the rally, which the rally was probably on a Saturday, because it can't be on a Sunday because, these are some, I was going to say some God-fearing folk.
We in the Bible Belt. We've already established that because we're in like a Columbus area.
Right. Oh, that's true. If we are in the superhero version of Columbus, everything is shut down on a Sunday. So,
We can't get Chick-fil-A.
look,
Aw, shucks.
Right?
so yeah, Friday night sounds perfect. All right, I'm gonna have you. Let's see. So y'all make your way to this area. Are you? Let's see. Are y'all trying to be like super sneaky about it? Are you just trying to look like your average pack of kids? Tell me about what this situation is. Describe it for me.
I mean,
Me
I
as a
don't know about
DM,
everybody
tell me
else,
what you're
but
doing.
I think, like, up until we get to the Public Works building, we're gonna try and blend in like a group of teenagers who are just hanging out on a Friday evening. And then when we get actually to the Public Works building, Cam's gonna be like, if you guys can distract anybody who isn't here, I can probably find the computers.
Yeah, until like you were saying, until we got there, especially Luna just doesn't want anyone to notice them right now.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also like insecure, so they're not sure this is actually working.
Yeah.
No stealth on my end. I'm just walking down the street, hands in my pockets.
Say, Poppy's just walking, and we're talking.
Cool.
A distraction. I don't know. What level of distraction are we talking? Oops, I dropped my pencil, or am I supposed to go full? You hit my dog.
Figure it out. Anything that'll get them to, not look at the front door for a minute while anything that'll get them looking at the front door so that I can blink inside.
Oh, I see what you're trying to do. Okay.
So, because as we get to the front door of the Public Works building, my guess is there's probably someone sitting inside, like a security guard.
Okay, okay.
Is there a convenience store nearby? We could be kids selling candy.
At 10:30 at night?
Yeah.
Obviously, you've never
just
been
a bunch
pushed
of little
on by a kid
hustlers.
trying to sell some chocolate bars.
We're just little hustlers. That's it.
I don't think I could pull off a Girl Scout right now.
I mean, I could just put a thought in their head that they need to go take a coffee break or something.
That works.
Ooh.
I could try that. We can see if that works. Is that another unleash your powers?
I would say.
Or how would you like me to approach this?
Well, so as you get to, there's a couple of things first. When you get to this area, it's one of those areas that is definitely initially kind of gated. It's got that security guard, kiosk thing before it gets to the main building. So with the lever that people will let you in and stuff, and will the person in the booth definitely looks like they're kind of just they're reading a comic book, the latest issue of let's see, what is this one, the latest issue of the Super Titan, who is one of the golden age superheroes from Halcyon City. And yes, they're so old that they have their own comic book, Super Titan.
It's pretty badass.
I know, right? Someday that could be you all. So I would say if you're going to try and put a thought in their head, I would say that's maybe provoke someone is a little bit closer to than unleashing your powers.
Okay.
So you will roll with superior.
All right. Okay. My plus superior is 0, so that's okay.
Yay.
Oh, I got a 10.
Hey!
I'm very influential.
That's amazing. On a 10 plus for an NPC, this security guard that has a little tag that says Steve on it. You're not sure if that's their real name or not, but that's what their tag says. On a 10 plus, they rise to the bait and do what you want. So tell me what thought you put in their head. And actually, I'll have you narrate what they do.
Sure. So I put the thought in Steve's head that he is just exhausted and also famished, and that he needs to go. It's not time for his break, but he really needs to go and get some coffee and a snack, and he needs to make a snack. Otherwise, he's not gonna make it through his shift.
Full sandwich.
He's making a full meal. So he takes his comic book with him. He doesn't leave it at his desk. Takes it with him to the break room. He starts brewing a full pot of coffee, and he takes a full inventory of what is in the refrigerator in that break room, and he is making a full meal, not just a Hot Pocket. He's making a full Sammy out of leftovers. He's making someone left some from freezer mashed potatoes. He's gonna make those. Geez. And then he goes over the vending machine. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a feast of Hostess snacks.
It's so many quarters.
She's got all the quarters, and he lays out this beautiful spread to dine. Like, he's got silverware and everything, and he sits down to eat these with his full pot of coffee that he's just drinking out of the carafe. He doesn't even pour it into a cup. And he's there. He is there for however long this is gonna take Steve to enjoy, which is going to be, if the GM will allow, however long we need to be in this building.
Somebody getting fired.
I just imagine them also like in the fridge taking out somebody's takeout container that definitely doesn't have the name Steve on it.
Yeah,
100%.
Of course.
Later, he'll write a note that said, had to clean out the fridge. If it's in here and now it's in the trash, it just be like empty containers so you can cover up the fact he eats everybody's stuff.
He's going to feel so sick later because he ate way more than his body wanted him to.
Oh, now I feel a little bad for Steve, but that's hilarious.
No, this is eating for sport.
Oh, Steve. So the guardhouse is clear. It's just one of those like lever bars that lets cars in and out, essentially. So it should be pretty easy to sneak through.
Like hopping a turnstile.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or ducking a turnstile.
So I think
actually trying to hop it though. Sorry.
So I think we were probably walking like on the sidewalk in front of this before, and like even as we just move into the shadow of this guard station, Cam is gonna immediately like blink up to the wall of the nearest building on the opposite side and like make sure that they're in a shadow where if there is cameras, they're not going to be immediately visible to the camera feeds.
Ooh, excellent.
And kind of get the lay of the land from here.
So would that be assessing the situation?
Yeah.
So you will roll with superior.
Yeah. 9.
9. On a 9, you can ask one question.
All right. Let me see. How could we best end this quickly?
How can you best end this quickly? I will say, as you're... I assume this is about like trying to get into the building. Are you talking about trying to get into the building?
Yeah, like how can I best get in fast?
Perfect. In this building, which is so like Steve basically ended up heading towards the main like part of the building where the break room would be, like the main, it's like a double door situation. There's like a front desk and the break room would be right behind it. Obviously not the way that you're sort of trying to go. Next to that is a sort of where you would have bamfed in like a dark shadow.
Wait, sorry. I just realized my criminal question's better for this. So can I ask a slightly different question?
Sure, you absolutely can.
Later. Okay, so the criminal question is, what's the best way in, best way past?
Oh, there you go.
That is really good.
So, so the best way in then where you are, you see one of those like emergency fire exit doors, like just off to the side. It's a little smaller and it's further away from where Steve had gone. You get the impression that like it would probably not take you very much to like, you're savvy, you know how like these systems work generally. It wouldn't be too hard to get in for you and like be able to disarm the fire alarm door.
Depending on what kind of fire exit door it is, it might have a window.
That's true. Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah.
Okay. And so then my assess the situation question is going to be, what here is the biggest threat?
What here is the biggest threat? In this immediate moment, there's probably two things that are happening. There are security cameras that are close-ish by because of the doors that somebody will probably want to take care of or somehow disable or disarm, or, you know, I wouldn't say disable because somebody would be able to notice it if it was, but, you know, somehow trick those. And then additionally, something to be aware of is that you're noticing that even here too, it's not rising nearly as quickly because it's a much larger space, but you're starting to see like water seep under the door and little, like a thin layer of water pretty much everywhere that you walk. And it's so like the sidewalks are getting that sort of dark gray damp quality to it, which is hard to see in the dark, but essentially that's what's happening. Or you're hearing like a little splish splash as you walk through, are those two things.
So yeah, Cam is going to investigate the door, peer through the window, and then pop himself to the other side into the hallway, preferably with something between them and whatever security camera they can see inside the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then just kind of start slowly blinking their way through the building until they can find the control room.
Okay.
Or even an administrative office or something. Whatever office looks like it might have like administrative access to the controls remotely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, are you just looking for you're just looking for ways to like control rooms for like disarming like the alarms and stuff like that in the security cameras?
Well, they're interested in like central control of everything in the building.
Mm-hmm.
So either like the facilities post where they would have control of everything that's happening in this building, including a computer so that they can take administrative access of everything in the system. Because as someone who works in the public library, you'd be amazed how much access our administrators have just from a computer remotely. Mm-hmm. It's kind of mortifying sometimes.
So I will say, essentially, for a building like this, and for the purposes of this storytelling, there's like a room where like the security and the alarms are. The room with that would like have access to like the computer terminals for dealing with like the water situation and the water treatment processing stuff is a different room, and that one you aren't necessarily immediately able to you would find the security room first because it would be up on this like level. It would be pretty easily accessible.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I can find the security room. That's all right. All right, so Cam will get to the security room, and does that door have a window?
That room is not locked. That one's actually open.
Okay.
Hello.
So if they crack the door open, is there anybody inside that room?
No. There's also the thin layer of water. It's pretty much everywhere in this building, which is a little strange. But there's nobody in here. There's like a coffee mug on the console.
Mm-hmm. All right. Cam's gonna scan the room for sure, step in, and walk up to the console and start doing their hacker thing.
I feel like there should be a move that has to deal with the hacker thing, but I'm not exactly sure if there is one. If it's like a...
I mean, I think because it's technically an ability power.
It would be unleash your power. That's how I always.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, go ahead.
What else
See
you
how
gonna do?
So would it be unleash or wield?
Oh, you have a wield?
Because there's, or is this different? I don't know.
I would
There's
say-
like 3 different sets of moves because there's adult moves, basic moves, and performance.
Oh, you have to earn the adult moves.
Yeah.
And
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you get like advancements, and then if you're like you've gone through enough, you can take an adult move.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, it'll be unleash my powers.
Okay, go ahead and roll 2d6 with your Freak.
Freak, which I have nothing. 7.
Okay, so you can mark a condition, or I can tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
What are my options for conditions?
So the options for conditions are they're here somewhere. I know I just saw them. Basic moves. It's I know. Oh, it's on the character sheet. Your options are. I'm looking. I know they're on here because I just saw them. Angry,
They're very
afraid,
artistic.
guilty, hopeless, or insecure.
I think angry makes sense because maybe Cam struggled a bit with the security.
Okay.
Just because public works and local government stuff is almost always outdated to the point of being painful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
So now, generally, when you have a condition, it means you get a -2 comforts for its comfort support or pierce the mask. And in order to get rid of the condition, you have to hurt someone or break something. For Buns' condition earlier, which is
Gotta do
insecure,
something foolhardy.
they have to do something foolhardy. In the meantime, they have a -2 to defend and reject. As basic moves. So cool. So you are able to like sort of deal with the security system. So now the building is accessible by the rest of the TEENMITES.
Yep. So as part of that, Cam is definitely going to go back into the security stuff and basically rewind the security footage, find a portion where nothing's happening outside, and just loop it.
Mm-hmm.
And then put that over the recording in a very careful way that like the timestamps still look consistent and correct, but everything else there's like nothing happening outside.
Mm-hmm.
And
do you take a good look at Do you take a good look at this footage as you do so? Or
I think they're first concerned with getting their teammates in and making sure that nothing is gonna notice us. And then they're going to kind of like reach up to the comm that they gave everybody and have one themselves and be like, okay, the security system's down. If you want to come in, there's a fire exit. And they're going to like direct everybody to that fire exit. And then they're going to start pushing backwards through the footage to see if anything looks weird.
Okay. Roll me and assess the situation.
Okay. 10.
Amazing. Do you have some questions?
Yeah. Let's see. What here is the biggest threat?
Mm-hmm.
And who here is the most vulnerable to me?
Ooh.
Interesting. Now, do you get 3 because of your ability?
Yeah, and I can
Okay,
also
cool.
use my ability, but
But if you don't feel like you need to at this point, that's fine too.
if it's okay, I want to hang on to that one until you tell me everything
Sure.
for the first 2.
Absolutely. Okay, so as you're rewinding through the footage, you end up seeing something that's a little, I mean, you see like people walking back and forth. You see, really, in that like rewindy, it's black and white and grainy and rewinding, all of that. In their normal security guard uniforms, you see people in like, essentially PPE as they're like going to deal with the water treatment kind of stuff. People who like normally work there. All the stuff that you expect to see. As you get a little closer to now, say probably the timestamp would have been marked for like, I don't know, like an hour or so ago. You see 3 figures that One of them is in that PPE, well, not quite the PPE, but sort of in a lab coat situation, looking very well coiffed and very well put together, and flanked on either side by two people in security guard uniforms who look, I mean, on the surface, you wouldn't think that was particularly odd, but they look beefier than usual, because most of the people who work security in this building are sort of your normal, everyday, they're the guys, they're the guys with the slight pot belly. They're you also have some of those teenage girl security guards, with the braided hair and stuff like that. You have the wide range of people as security guards, but essentially they look like your normal, average, everyday people. These two look particularly beefy and a little more muscular than you would expect for security guards at the water treatment plant. They look maybe more like they might have been that they could get paid better elsewhere for their skills.
Mm-hmm.
You may have seen them as a bouncer in a club. You had a fake ID to get into that one time.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say those are. I don't know if that particularly answer. Those would be the most. Would probably be the thing to keep in. I think that kind of answers that first question.
The threat, yeah.
Yeah, the threat. The second question, and they seem to be headed in a direction away from the front door, closer in, more towards the inside of the building. And then for your second question, which was, what are you most vulnerable to?
Who is most vulnerable to me?
Who is most vulnerable to you? Ooh, that's a tough one at this moment. Based on the footage that you took, it's kind of hard to say. And I wouldn't say that it's more of a who but a what, I guess, if that helps. Okay. You don't have access to it from this room, but Stick Dragon, thank you for the raid. Hello, raiders. We're playing some TEENMITES and we're raising money for medical aid for Palestinians. Welcome on in. We have some donation. Oh, why is my gentle anyway, welcome on in, friends. All right, so it's because my computer's frozen. Ha ha ha. Frozen dance. We're doing the frozen. Of course, I freeze right as there we go. Thanks, everybody.
You came back.
I did. We get the frozen dance when my computer freezes. Okay, so I would say the most vulnerable is probably, you would guess, is the water systems, management, I guess. Computer would be the most vulnerable to you. You also maybe would feel like that whoever this person is, I would say that would probably be this computer setup would be the most thing that was most vulnerable to you. I wouldn't necessarily say that either of these two people are, or either of these three figures that you saw are particularly vulnerable to your skills.
That's fair. I mean, I was thinking of it. I mean, I don't know how this is supposed to be phrasing. I wasn't sure if it was if someone on my team or if there's a victim that I need to be concerned about.
Oh, I see. I understand. I can also answer that question. Possibly. Vulnerable for you?
In my point of view, who seems vulnerable from my team? And it's okay if the answer is not right now.
That's an excellent question. I just need to remember something really quickly. I think, because I feel like it is, I want to say, I know I have this information. Oh no. I don't know. Do any of you feel like you're particularly vulnerable to Blink at this point?
Like, if there's water and beefy guys,
Yeah.
is anybody's mortal danger kryptonite water?
I ain't good at stealth, but if we need to punch something, I'm good to
Yeah.
go.
I don't think any of us necessarily have a problem with beefy guys.
Yeah.
This
I
is a
think
pretty
we're
tough
already-
group. I think you're the most.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
really.
the most. Yeah, there's that. I'm vulnerable.
Yeah.
But I think Cam is gonna kind of start skimming through the footage further. And did the 3 people leave, or are they still here?
Well, you never. You like I said, you saw them enter about an hour ago. There's no footage of them leaving the other way.
There's no footage of them leaving. Okay.
Yeah. Once you just see them like headed in the opposite direction of the security room, or like
so then
opposite direction from the
my
entrance.
criminal mind question, I want
Mm-hmm.
to ask: how could I best infuriate or provoke these guys?
Ooh, that's a excellent question. I'd say it's hard to say from the short amount of footage that you saw of them, but the 2 sort of beefier people look like they could be easily taunted.
Taunted.
Is there like just a fire escape ladder and everything for us to like climb
There's
up and
just
access
a door
the
on the
building?
ground, I thought.
Yeah, it's like a fire escape door that
it's right on
Cam opened up. So
Okay.
with those
Well,
questions,
Yeah, I blinked through it, but now the whole system is down, including the alarms.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is a computer in this room, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But let's cut over to the rest of the team real quick. Since now that Cam has opened up everything for everybody to get in, for the rest of you to kind of sneak in without too much trouble.
Told you it's open. You can come in.
Mm-hmm. What are the rest of you up to?
I think we were probably doing like the 3 people from height stacked behind each other, waiting for the okay to like run across to the entrance. Do we get any type of indication of what happened to the guard? Like, you know what you made them do, but do we know that they're basically having a Mad Hatter feast in the break room right now?
I've told you that they will be feasting in the break room until we're gone.
I just know Gargoyle is gonna want to be behind everybody because they're very like on edge right now. So they're gonna be like, I want to make sure everybody's okay. kind of a deal. They seem a little bit taller than they were when you guys left.
Okay.
Poppy, do you want to go first? You probably a little quieter than I am.
Yeah, I guess I can go first.
Well, I just like go. We're right behind you. Right behind you. Not like gonna make you go in, but you know.
I'll just go. I'll go.
Okay.
I'll just go into the room. Like, I just like go.
He's like, you wait here.
Fine.
Okay.
No stealth on my end either. I'm just following behind Poppy.
Before the door like closes again, they catch it like, and then like sneak inside and like slowly close the door like this. So go. Did you find anything? Like they're whisper yelling.
So you find Cam.
Mm-hmm.
3 people are probably in here with us that aren't supposed to be here.
Did they do something? Are they the ones that did something to the pipe?
I mean, I can only follow them so far through the building, but I was about to pop into the systems here and see if I could get remote access to everything else.
So, you want us to follow them? Or what?
I mean, it looks like they went into the building towards the water treatment control. So,
Can you track us?
I mean, yeah, I could follow the security cameras and talk to
No,
you.
I mean, like, can you track us? And they're pointing to their communicator. Like, can you tell where these things are, like, at all times?
I mean, sort of, yeah. If I have my cell phone with me, I can ping off of them.
Poppy
So-
does
so if
not
I-
like this.
So if I put one on them, would you be able to follow them then?
Yeah, I mean,
And they just have this "Am I helping?" look on their face like the whole time.
yeah, like as
Just
long as
trying to go.
the battery doesn't run out, they're like cell phone chips. You know, you can only track it while it's on. So
Okay.
you can turn it off when we're not on a mission, Poppy.
Good to know. I can't turn this off though.
Yeah.
Poppy's just always in your head at any moment.
He's all.
Not always. Poppy respects boundaries. Poppy can also just annoy the heck out of you.
So they like look around like, so we can do that if we follow them. If we can be sneaky, we can sneak one on them. But if not, and we fight them, we can still sneak one on them.
I
What
mean,
about a plan?
yeah. Or Cam will like reach in their backpack and just pull out a bunch of zip ties. Or you could just tie them up and leave them for the cops.
Oh, someone else will have to do that, and they just kind of like claw hands. Somebody else may have to work those.
You do the stopping, we'll do the tying.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I figure Jake and Luna can hold him down and he'll hold the ties. They'll hold the ties out to Poppy.
Poppy takes the ties.
This cloak was expensive, so they take off their stealth mode. So they don't like. It's the only one they got. They're just in like athletic gear. They're just like in a sports bra and like workout pants, but it's all black with like mesh on the side. And they're like, okay, but you can tell their tail has ripped a hole in the back where it goes.
I love this.
Oh my god, I love that so much.
So Cam is going to just slide over to the computer in this room and kind of start hacking.
Hacking.
Because in theory, all the computers in this government building should be attached to a server.
They should
and
be.
they can be able to get in remotely.
Alrighty. So before it sounds like there's a bit of a plan. I think
Yeah.
we've been going for a little bit, so I think now is a great time for us to take a quick break so we can stand up, get more water, get hydrated, and when we come back, this is the to be continued part of the adventure. We'll continue going into the water treatment plant. So everybody, stay tuned. We'll be back in like 5-ish minutes, give or take. Stand up, stretch, do all the things you need to do, and we will be back shortly. See y'all soon.
Once I was a girl who led the sailors on and never gave a kiss for free, dashing all their dreams until the night was gone, leave them trembling in the cold gray dawn. Pack up my petticoats and traveled on. That was the life for me.
And we're back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. As a reminder for everybody, we're trying to raise some money. We've raised currently 65 pounds for medical aid for Palestinians. If we make it to 100, I do have a comic book giveaway from my personal collection. You'll get some issues of some of my favorites, including I think the first issue of Monstrous, I think, plus some trade paperbacks. I have a fairly extensive one. So donate, help our players out. Some of them have already used their rerolls and could probably use some more coming up. We'll see. But where we left off is our players made it all the way into the water treatment plant and are currently trying to figure out who the mysterious or where the mysterious figures who definitely were sketchy and shouldn't have been there have gone. I will say probably at this point we're going to do a little bit of a jump cut in that Cam is able to hack into the system. You won't have full control over the water treatment necessarily from this vantage point, from this particular but you can see where everything is. And also, like, you're able to see that in the main, like, water treatment reservoir area, we see that bank of computers that was described earlier, the undulating green and blue lights. And sitting at that bank of computers is a woman in a lab coat with a nice French twist in her hair, flanked by two goons in security outfits. You would know that actually, Cam, right behind you, there's one of those like building map layouts behind in the security office. There's like, this is where everything is. So with that, you're able to figure out where exactly this like reservoir, this like, you know, the actual like pipe and treatment plant part of this is. So, TEENMITES. Who's doing what? Who's going where? What's happening? Tell me what the plan. Tell me where you're going. Tell me what you're doing.
So can I see what the water pressure is doing based on this slime?
You can monitor it from here. You're just not able to like
do anything to it, but like I can see if it's still rising or if it's...
I would say you could probably also get the impression that part of the, like, normally you should be able to control it from here, but that there's something that's preventing you from doing so. Naturally. Because, of course, supervillains. All right, so we know what Cam's doing. Poppy, Jake, Gargoyle, Luna, tell me what you're doing.
We're apparently the ground team. We have the zip ties now. Jake, would you and Lou have some type of like marching orders for going after people now, since we're kind of like the wall?
Well, I mean, if we're gonna go busting in there,
direction. I don't know if we're gonna go busting in there. It's kind of like, so I feel like you and me might be waiting for Poppy to tell us how we're gonna go. We're going in there.
So, like, I feel like we're gonna get up to the room where the three baddies are, and then Poppy wants to assess the situation.
All right, roll for assess the situation, which is 2d6, and then I can't remember, is it superior? That's assess the situation.
For assess the situation,
yeah.
I always get the two mixed up from Alicia Powers and assess the
Superior,
situation.
which
I think
check
it's
my
the same.
superior is a 0, so I got a 7.
Hey, okay, so you can ask one question.
Okay, what here is the biggest threat?
If you look in, if you're able to kind of like peek in and see these three who are sitting around the computer typing, the two giant guys in security guard outfits, as big as they are, don't necessarily feel like they're particularly threatened. Like, they feel like they could probably put the hurt down, but honestly, it's the one in the middle that you should be concerned about.
Okay.
There's just... Oh, did somebody's camera leave?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We lost a bun.
We lost a buns. Oh, no. Hold on. Hold, please. Hold, please.
Did Buns get scared?
Yep. Luckily, Buns was the last in and last out, so there we go. Buns is back.
Ah,
That's okay.
Buns.
I don't even know what happened.
That's
What do you
okay.
see,
We're just
Poppy?
That's good.
What do you see, Poppy? I'm like leaning over your shoulder. What
Okay.
what do you see? What's in there?
I see 2 big dudes and a little dude. And the little dude is scary.
Scary how?
That's the one we need to be worried about.
Okay.
That's the
So-
one I think it's gonna take all 3 of us together to take out the middle one.
So
The
not
little one.
beefy guys.
The little
I think you could really just take the 2 big guys and knock them together and they'd fall over.
Fair. Okay. So, do we need to catch them off guard?
I think we can do that.
Okay,
I'm
great.
so sorry.
I'm gonna rip the door open, like fling the door open and go charging in.
I'm right
sorry,
next to them.
but-
Is that a foolhardy action? Like we didn't charge each other, we both swing. Oh, okay.
Charge
Would that
in.
count as a foolhardy action?
I
That could clear my insecurity.
Absolutely.
Completely.
no. If you're just gonna bust down the door on that, okay? Yeah, absolutely. Cause yeah, please, we can absolutely count that as a foolhardy action.
We're really trying to like shock them. Luna would like to do a move.
Please.
Shock and awe.
Okay. You directly engage a threat in a terrifying fashion. I know I just did this to get rid of a condition, but to mark a condition and choose an additional option even on a miss, and it's called not human enough.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's just something that happens? You don't have to roll, or do you roll for it? Let me see.
I think I still roll for it, and on
Uh-huh.
a miss, something still happens even if I miss.
I
because
understand.
I'm taking a condition no matter what.
Okay, cool. I see. When you directly engage with, so you will. Hello. So roll to directly engage the threat.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is it just 2d6 plain, or is it telling me to add something for the skin?
2d6 plus your danger.
Okay. I think my freak is the highest. I'm not sure what my danger is. Sorry, I have to scroll up a little. My danger is only a 1. No, it's fine. We got this.
You got this. And I believe you still have at least 1 reroll, if I remember correctly.
I have 2. I haven't used any
Oh,
of mine.
hey. Well, there you go.
Snarf. I rolled a 3 and a 3, which is 6, plus 1 is 7.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to keep that 7, or do you want to try for something higher? It's up to you.
I feel like because I have 2 and this is one shot, I want to use the things that our lovely viewers have donated. So I'm going to try to get a better roll than that.
Excellent.
Shasha. Ooh, that time I rolled a 6 and a 2. So 7, 8, plus 1 is 9.
Hey. So on a hit, you trade blows. And on a 7 to 9, you get to pick one of the following. You resist or avoid their blows. You can take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. Plus, because you took the condition for not human enough, you get to pick an additional thing. Is if I'm reading that correctly.
So instead of picking one thing, I get to pick 2 things. Or if I had picked 2 things, I could have picked 3 things.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to pick 2. I know I trade blows with them. I'm going to pick 2. Scare the opposition and create an opportunity for my ally, which is Jake, who is attacking with me.
Perfect. Okay, so let's see. What does this look like? How do you engage how do you engage this group?
So you ripped the door off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of went in there. So like either right next to you or right after you. And you guys have not seen my full transformation. You've only seen like really tall with like the cool thing, and I'm gray, and if anything, just looks like I have on like super cool Halloween makeup. And my tail is really like the dead giveaway. So when they're like, okay, we're trying to scare them, and they run in there, their like tusks grow up more and wings like sprout out their back, and their tail gets this glass like knife kind of like oozes out and then sharpens, and they just like scream, but I won't do the noise because headphone users.
Thank you.
But there's just this like roar, and then they just like run at them, and so I'm trying to get them to go, the fudge is that? Like, I want them to stop.
And so it was create an opportunity for your allies and then resist or avoid their blows were the two that you picked? Is that, just making sure I'm like hearing things correctly. Okay, so,
No problem.
so they're both, it's the two bigger dudes on the side, are like, they turn around at the noise of the door opening and of like the screech that you yell out. And these two guys, now that you get a chance to see them, are kind of interesting looking. They have very like sort of wide, flat faces with like slight whiskers almost. Like it's like a mustache, but not. They're kind of whiskers. Like they have these sort of slightly bulging eyeballs as well that get even bigger when they see you.
Like the eyes, like who is it, the sugar babies? They're just all
a little
like
bit.
Catfish head man or something.
Not unlike perhaps a catfish head man.
I do know. Okay.
It's a little closer to the visual, yeah. And one of them, the one closest to you sort of tries to like take a sort of big heavy swing at you and is clearly like not successful. Like just, I'm wondering, so is your skin like almost like stone?
Yes, until you get like right around my forearm to my hands, then it starts cracking with like the heat of what my blood and the insides of me are.
So I would say maybe, and if this is cool with you, they like actually make contact, but like it's that thing where it hurts their hand and like it doesn't affect you at all because you're just so tough, and they weren't expecting that resistance. So like it ends up hurting them more.
Awesome. It's just straight knuckle just and then
and the other one like is so distracted by the wings and the screeching and the yelling that the second one, all of his attention is on you and doesn't even see Jake. So Jake, what would you like to do since your teammate has given you an opportunity?
Sweet. Yeah, so I just rip the door off the hinges and like throw it in, announcing our entrance. And with my other hand, I pull out the like most flimsy, fake, like Halloween store black mask that I just kind of put over my face because it's just a simple ass costume. And I just start running. And at the same time, I also I put the mask on and then I reach into my pockets and I pull out these gloves and I just put on these like black leather gloves that are really simple. And seeing these these weird faced, bulgy eyed men, and seeing Elle taking them on, I'm just like, you got this. And I run past the two of them and I am going to, well, first, how do I use my moves? I can punch everyone. Whenever I charge into a fight without hedging my bets, I can shift my danger up and one label down. So I'm going to put my danger up.
Oh, cool.
From 2 to 3.
Sweet.
And I will take my freak down to 0,
okay.
I guess. And then I am going to go at the person that Poppy said was the bigger threat. So
yeah, the smaller dude.
The small person at the computer console. And I just yell, hey, you're causing a lot of problems with the pipes in the city.
Stop.
Yeah, stop, please. And I'm gonna like throw a punch, I guess, because what's holding back?
Right, exactly. So that at that point, that would be directly engaging a threat, is my guess. Is what that sounds like to me. So you get to roll 2d6 plus danger, which you just upped, which is awesome.
Let's see, that's a 7 plus 3. That makes me at a 10.
Okay.
Hey.
Yep. So on a 10 plus, and actually if it's I assume that I'm not sure exactly what the creating the opportunity does, but I assume it's like a +1/4. It's not specific, but you succeeded pretty well. I would say you get to pick 2 of the moves from directly engage a threat. Resist or avoid blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, or impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
I'm gonna be a butt here, and I want to use my bull in a china shop move.
Yeah.
I can cause significant collateral damage to the environment to pick an additional move,
Okay.
regardless of whether I hit or not. So
Sure.
3. I'd like to. Let's see. You said it was impress, intimidate, or scare.
Impress, surprise, or frighten. Yeah.
Impress, surprise, or frighten. I'd like to impress this villain, I guess. I'm assuming it's a villain.
Yeah.
With
Probably a good assumption to make. Yeah.
with how slippery we were to just make it past their bodyguards and not be alerting them. I can give an advantage to a teammate.
You can create opportunities for your allies. Yes.
Create opportunities for my allies.
Right.
I surprise this person in such a way that perhaps if they were blocking any access to the network, it is no longer like actively defended. So our non-punchy friend will have an easier time getting access to what they need to get access to.
Hey.
And then a third one, what was the other one? I'm sorry.
There's resist or avoid their blows or take something from them.
Take something from them. When I charged in, did it look like they had a key card or a fob that they were using or something that seemed important to whatever they were doing with the computer?
There's like probably you would see in the computer like, one of those like USB sticks. Sure. Only like, super fancy looking. Some sort of gadgetry.
So as I'm like rushing up, I would love to rip one of like the wall consoles out or just whatever the towers are that were making all the flashy lights. I just like grab one. And as I'm reaching, my hands almost have like a swirling, smoky, spirally galaxy effect. And it just kind of envelops the entire console. And I just rip it right out of the concrete and just hoist it with no effort, like still just no breaking stride, running forward and just chuck it straight forward at this person and cause them to have to leap back from the console without grabbing their jump drive. And then as everything just shatters together, I kind of catch myself on that table and see that they were doing something with that. And I just like ham fist grab it and rip it out of the console and turn and look at them. My eyes are just starry spirals of like galaxies and nebulas as I'm staring at them, and I'm just saying, your turn.
You didn't only impress the villain, I'm just saying.
You very much, that is very impressive. This creature, after taking oh golly, with all of this, I feel like there's probably some glancing, there's like this is super interesting. I'm like, what did I write down for this villain? How do I do villains? It's fine. Don't worry about it. So this person, as all of this is happening, and you toss this at her, she isn't able to avoid all of this stuff that's flying around, and she definitely gets a nick, and a rip in her jacket that she's wearing. She's got like a French twist in her hair and everything like that, and she turns around. She looks furious, but also like a little scared. Because honestly, like, she was not expecting this group of like to be stormed in on like this. Like, everything she thought was taken care of. Who are you? And as she does so, she is going to, let me see. You are ruining all of my plans. And she is going to, she shimmers a little bit, and you realize that this whole, like, the rip in the coat sort of melts away, and the rest of this, like, sort of melts away, and you realize that this appearance was really not what she looks like. It was a bit of a disguise, as she turns around, she grows, like, maybe, like, a foot taller, and the jacket sort of melts away, and out of her back come these, like... Well, I mean, I'm trying to think how to describe them, but there's only really one way to talk about them. They sort of are these writhing tentacles.
Pseudopods.
Yeah. Well, pseudopods would make it more squid-like. These are definitely, like, tentacle arms situations. Yeah, as she like sort of reaches out, again, very distracted and impressed by the rest of you as they sort of like reach toward towards all of you. How dare you interrupt my work?
Great.
And and I will say, let's see. This is where I'm like, oh, I have to know the rules.
So, are we gonna say at this point that Cam can hear this?
Oh yeah, I would say that you're all I'm sure you have. Yeah, the comms.
Like the comms can probably pick some of this up.
You can probably hear it over your Bluetooth things. I'm sure you're aware. Mm-hmm. You're also like tapped into the computer and can see them on the cameras.
Yeah. Was I able to now slip past whatever security she had?
Yeah. Well, so you can deal. Like I said, you could see her in terms of like you could see where she was on the cameras anyway. Mm-hmm. It's just you're not able to like actually get into.
Okay.
You weren't up until now able to get into the system to turn off to deal whatever has been like allowing the water pressure to happen up until now. You haven't been able to deal with however, Stellar was able to move the jump drive in order to get them to stop blocking it. You do have access to that now.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to let Poppy do something first before.
Yeah, let's see what Poppy's doing.
Poppy wants to been reading the files.
Mm-hmm.
As her protege move to whether or not she knows anything about this baddie.
Ooh, is this
probably a protege move?
It is. Okay, that's cool. So you might know, so you can learn about this particular baddie. That's rad. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Do you roll for something?
Yeah, on a 10+, you can ask. You roll plus superior on a hit. Tell the team an important detail you've learned from your studies. The GM will tell you what, if anything, seems different from what you remember. On a 10+, ask the GM a follow-up question. They have to answer honestly. On a miss, the situation is well outside your base knowledge.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
I got a 10.
Oh, stop! Shut up! Yes! Okay, so on a 10, you have been reading the files, so you can learn about this particular baddie.
Mm-hmm.
This, friends, is Pacifica. Pacifica, who is, by day, dude, the files are a little unclear. You think that she has something to do, that she works somehow in, like, the environmental part of the government, potentially. Pacifica.
Does she also make candles and soaps?
No. No.
You're
I
infused
mean,
oil. Get it right.
Couldn't help myself.
yeah.
Infused oil.
Okay, see ya, kitty.
Kitty.
So you do know, and this is what you have heard about Pacifica, is that she has many. Part of the reason that she has the name that she does is she shares some traits with the and it's unusual that you're here in the Columbus of superhero, in the Columbus, the not Columbus Halcyon City, because she shares a lot of traits with the giant Pacific octopus. Some things like being able to camouflage, that those tentacles are pretty mighty, etc. I would say, because you rolled a 10, I would also give you that she's often accompanied by the two groupers. So this combo is not unusual.
Okay.
And do you have a follow-up question?
What is the best way to disarm her permanently?
To disarm her permanently. Interesting. Well, you do know that while it seems tempting to take off the tentacles, that they do have a tendency to act on their own for some time once removed from her body, as other superheroes have tried.
Sure.
I would like to take this time to thank my sister's roommate, who is a marine biologist and gave me a bunch of octopus facts for this particular mission.
Yay! Yay, weird GM research.
Yes.
I was like, wait. So you have a feeling that that as long as she is as long as the groupers are around her, it's really, really difficult to talk her down from anything. But you do know that her passion is like the environment. And also that you do feel like that there might be a way to talk her out of whatever it is that she's doing. Because in the past, a lot of this chaos she's created has been of the returning the city to nature sort of vibe.
Okay. So because Poppy recognizes her, and she knows this information, she's gonna telepath this to the other three.
Okay.
So doodly doodly doo with her brain powers, unless you need me to roll for that.
Yeah, I feel like telepaths, they just kind of happen.
It's fair. Okay. And then I think Poppy is going to go after the other grouper that has not been handled.
Awesome. So are you directly engaging the threat, or how do you want to do that?
I almost feel like I want to wield my powers.
Okay.
Because I want to be very calculate. I want to be very precise with my powers to target the grouper specifically so that no one else or nothing else gets hurt.
So this is an unleash your powers?
A wield.
Is that a basic move?
Oh,
or is
that's
that
an adult move.
Yeah.
That's an adult move. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm
that's
looking
okay.
at the wrong
Such cool
page.
powers. I can't even blame you because
It's kind of the same thing, but not. It's a weird thing.
I'm looking at the wrong
It's
move.
all about like being able to control your powers as an adult versus trying to learn them.
Okay.
as a
We're all
teenager.
children.
I'm a child.
Babies.
Damn, I'm a child. Okay, then let's say unleash my powers.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll with freak to unleash your powers.
My attempt is to minimize damage. We'll see how that
Right.
goes.
I believe in you. I'm also right next to you.
I got 9. I got 9.
Hey!
Yay!
I do okay. I do okay.
So on a 7 to 9, you can mark a condition, or I can tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
I will mark a condition.
Okay.
On things to work up in here.
I'm gonna say I'm insecure.
Okay. All right. So with insecure, let's see. That means, as I'm looking at it, when you are insecure, you get some conditions.
-2 defend, reject, foolhardy action.
You need to take a foolhardy action to get rid of that insecurity, which is
I'm
wonderful.
not worried about that.
Okay, with those moves, Cam, before we get to the actions of our villains. Oh, sorry, before we keep going, what exactly, so tell me about this unleashing your powers and what does that look like?
Poppy this time summons wind and makes a little mini tornado to take over the grouper and twist them to a degree in which they can no longer untwist.
So they're like,
Huh.
amazing. That's perfect. That's amazing, Poppy. How does Poppy feel after like what does that look like for Poppy when she does that? Like, cuz this is a pretty epic move that you were able to do.
I'm going to say that this definitely drained her. So she is like, 'cause that dude is big. And like she does the water thing because water's around her all the time. So water's no problem for her. Like that was like day 1 training. The tornado thing, like she can like do a gust of wind. It's not a big deal. But the tornado thing is just like, oh my God.
You could say you're winded.
I'm very winded. I'm tornadoed.
I hate it. Thank you.
Guys, come on, be
I
serious.
appreciate it. I respect the pun. Thank you.
Cool. Well, before we get to the villains, Cam, what are you working on? What are you doing?
So I think Cam is probably fiddling with getting some kind of hacked together program, absolutely just upping the fudge factor to make it so that this thing will get into the system really quickly and then just like turn all the water sluices off and shut them so that the water pressure will stop going up anywhere except for in this building.
Okay.
So that whatever this slime is doing, it will get cut off and just stay in here.
Okay. I think trying to see if there's anything to roll for those because it's a little more complicated.
Yeah. I don't know if you would want to call that unleash my powers or directly engaging a threat.
See if there's something else that works too.
What are we trying to figure out?
I think at this, actually, I feel like for like a hacking thing, hacking up the system to like turn off whatever damage it has been done to
Well,
the
they
system.
can't stop the damage that's been done.
Well,
They're trying
yeah.
to like slow and prevent further damage so that everyone else can
Are
deal
you
with
trying to
what's
figure out
happening.
like exactly what's been done so that you can try to go against it?
Yeah.
No, I think right now Cam is thinking shut everything.
Just stop all of it.
Just stop. So that
Shut
nobody
the
more
valves, stop the pipes.
no more pipes burst, no more water flow goes out of here.
if you didn't want to do another unleash your powers, you could always do a pierce the mask on the system.
You could do that. Well, and it would be like on the program, on whatever program that
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 way you can
Pacifica had
shut
put
it
in.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Though I also think I wanted to use Pierce the Mask to like, now that I know who Pacifica is, Cam can also like simultaneously run a Google search on her and try and figure out if they can guess what her motives really are.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll me 2d6 plus your mundane.
Oh boy. 8.
8 on a 7 to 9. So for Pierce the Mask, you can ask one of the following questions. What are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How could I get your character to blank? Or how could I gain influence over you?
I think Cam wants to know, what are you really planning?
I think Cam could learn this from the way that the system was set up. That you get the impression, and based on what Poppy had sort of mentioned about Pacifica, that Pacifica has been like really upset currently about the state of the oceans in the state, and the way that the city may appear clean and bright on the outside, but she sees the dirt, the garbage, the pollution, and she feels the only way to get it clean is by washing everything away. Also, there's also that element of like, when things return to the sea, it becomes habitat for other creatures, and that like, the like ships that sink end up becoming all of these incredible habitats for different marine life.
Reefs and stuff.
And you get the impression that she might be trying in her own way to drown the city, maybe, essentially.
Okay.
Rude.
Homie.
So can Cam tell if this building has an intercom system?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that would be I feel like that would be easy enough.
Can Cam get into it?
Yeah, I'd say so. From this room, absolutely.
And do they think that the intercom system reaches all the way down into the room that everyone else is in?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm just thinking. I don't know if Cam's figured out what they want to do, but they're strategizing.
Okay. All right. So that takes us back to the water. Our two groupers are currently twisted up and trying to untangle themselves, which brings us back to Pacifica, who at this point is going to attempt to directly engage, I believe. Let's see. Who's the person that they wish to engage with? I would say it would probably be Stellar, because Stellar's the one who tried to talk to her. So, and if I remember, I might need my ringer to help me with, as far as like doing the conflict between the villain. I believe it's directly engage. I believe I'm threatening, if that's my move.
Yeah. You would be directly engaging a threat for us,
Mm-hmm.
or then we would have to look at taking a large blow or defending.
Right. Perfect. Yes, we get to use that move. All right, so she is going to reach out with her tentacles and try and grab you, Stellar, and bring you closer to her. As she sort of, as you see, like her face, as it reverts to its true form, has this very powerful, almost like beak-like quality to it, because it's an octopus. All right, so she is going to roll for directly engage a threat, and you will roll to take a blow. Oh no. Well. Yeah, all right. That's fine. That's enough. So for taking a blow, that is, oh my gosh, why do my sheets keep disappearing on me? It's fine. Don't worry about it. So to take a powerful blow, she hits, but like it was about a 9 in what she hit you, so not quite a totally successful. But she is able to sort of grab you. She's not able to like bring you closer to her, which was what would have happened had she rolled a 10. But she is able to sort of wrap her tentacles around you and grab you, causing. And so I'm going to have you roll take a powerful blow, which is roll plus conditions marked, which I don't think you have any conditions marked.
Cool. Since I have no conditions marked, I rolled a 4.
Ooh, interesting. So take a powerful blow is interesting because it's one of those moves I believe where rolling low is preferable, which I love about the Powered by there's always the one move that like you want to roll low on because I think that's a success. I think she's able. You as the bull are very strong in this situation. So she's able to grab you, but you're able to hold your cool in this situation. Am I mistaken in that, Buns? But it seems to me like when you actually like rolling high on this one, is bad.
Or
take a powerful blow.
Oh, give me 1 second to look at it again. Choo-choo. Let's pierce the mask. That's yep, you give ground your opposition. What did you roll again?
Ren rolled a 4.
And then on a miss, you stand strong. Oh yeah, so for take a powerful blow, the higher you roll, the higher you roll, the worse thing is for you. You want to roll low because on a miss, you stand strong, mark potential, and say whether you weathered the blow. On a miss, you like don't get taken. Mm-hmm. You want to roll low for these.
Okay, so mark potential is normal, and how do you weather the blow?
Yeah. So the tentacles wrap around.
Mm-hmm. They sort of sort of give and squeeze kind of tight because it's like a hug, but
it's like a hug with extra arms.
Yep.
It's a group hug.
She might try and move me, but at that same instant, my body suddenly becomes as dense as a black hole, and she cannot pull it. So it's basically just like, nope. And she just maybe struggles, like trying to move me. And after she tugs a couple times, I just kind of laugh and like slap the tentacle, and they just kind of come back after seeing nothing happen.
You hit the return button. I can't.
Like the retract on a measuring tape.
I didn't plan this villain for a very particular reason at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Sure are prepared.
We like props.
My plans, my beautiful plans. I was just trying to make the world a better place. Why are you stopping me? Who are you?
Did we agree what our team name was, or is that an out of character thing?
It's up to you.
I'm asking because Gargoyle would legit answer them and just be like, "We're the TEENMITES."
That's always what you do when you land the final blow.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, I just wanted to make the world a better place. They're really mad, and the first condition that they took was afraid. after they did the main transformation, mostly because they saw their reflection and they know how monstrous they look right now.
Mm-hmm.
But for this last thing, what did I say? Coming for you. Wanted to use that move if that was okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I get to mark. I have to mark another condition, but I take +1 forward against the person that I most blame for causing that condition. And I'm gonna take the angry condition, and they're the reason that I'm angry and I'm mad because I'm scared of what I look like right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be a +1 for them. So yeah, I'm just like the TEENMITES. What is that? Feng shui. Not what is it when you try to like basically like fixing the environment. It's not rehabitat. It's something. Revitalize.
Oh, like
your revitalization plan sucks, and then I just want them to just like.
Revitalization. It sucks.
Their hand is like covered in like glass, like it like oozes out their hands and then becomes like glass and then breaks when they slap them. Like that's their final blow.
You just slap her.
Like hey, she has a glass jaw, but Tiss. We've all had like one really bad one. I had to get fighting.
Okay, there.
Okay, I'll be serious now.
No, I very much said shenanigans. Poppy, what are you doing?
I think at this, Poppy wants to try to convince her to stop.
Okay.
Feel like I should have held my bitch slap. I mean.
No, it's good.
Oh no! She needed it.
Yeah.
She deserved it. She deserves it. But like, you gotta stop. Like, this has to stop now. So I guess that's provoke.
I think that would be provoking someone. Yeah.
Provoke someone.
Mm-hmm.
Got a 5.
No.
Reroll. Oh no, wait, you have. Wait, I do. Can I give one of my rerolls to one of my teammates?
Sure, because we're a team.
We're the
Sharing.
Thank you, bud.
You're welcome.
I also got a 5.
I don't know what to do anymore.
Yep, nope, that's okay. That's.
I'm still winded. I'm not working
You're
very
so
well
tired.
anymore.
It,
I tried to provoke too quickly after winding.
Hey, what did you say to them? Out of curiosity, what did you? How did you try to provoke them?
Listen, stop it with the water. Like, it wasn't very effective. That's all I had.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
That's all I had because I was winded.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it wasn't very effective. I would have gone on a little soliloquy if it had been more effective.
Chill, man. Just stop.
All right.
Wasn't in the dice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And I think Jake, you have one more thing to do. I think because the taking a powerful blow was on her move, so you have one more thing that you can do.
Right. Okay. I am going to. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna defend.
Okay.
Poppy. Because Poppy's my rival. And as such, because of my bull playbook, I can use the defender relationship skill. When I leap to defend a rival in battle, I can roll danger instead of savior to defend them. So,
Ooh.
as Poppy unsuccessfully and windedly tries to convince this squid lady to ink off into the darkness, I stand between the two of them and I like turn around and wink and I'm like, Yeah, your plans are over, and we're shutting your pipes down.
Good.
I just love that Cam can hear all of these comms and they're just like, why? Or are they just
Hang out with
enjoying
these
this
weirdos.
secretly? Are you like
No,
secretly
they're
in love?
like sitting there, just like they were trying to come up with a really good plan, and now they're just like,
We're gonna be done, and Cam's just gonna be gone. Just gonna leave without us.
Oh no.
Let's see. I rolled 6 plus 3. That puts me at a 9. I'm going to use one of my 2 rerolls to reroll the 2 and get another 2.
Okay.
What's happening?
So I expose myself to danger.
Or escalate the situation. You're exposing yourself to danger.
I'm exposing myself to danger.
And you can pick one of the. You can still add a team to the pool, which we actually given that this is a one shot and this is the first session, we start out with one team. So we can actually use it for. My understanding is we use those for team moves.
Yes.
And then, or you can take influence over someone you protect, or clear a condition, which I don't believe.
I'd like to.
Oh my goodness
clear-
gracious!
I'd like to clear that condition you have. Do I get to clear the condition on the person I'm defending?
You could actually, sure. I don't see why. It says clear a condition, which it wasn't specific to clearing one of yours or somebody else's, so I say sure.
So clear that winded, whatever you have going on there.
I was insecure.
Yeah,
Insecure.
Insecure. Thank you, Dax.
I'm backing you up.
Good.
Y'all, you all have an additional reroll, and we have an extra $5 for Finn.
Thank you.
For Cam, some elite hacker speech. We also hit 100 pounds. Thank you so much. So we're gonna do our giveaway, which I'm gonna start now. If y'all wanna, this is always the hard part. She is, so she's angry and speechless. Our villain at this point. I would say that you've worked together as a team. I don't know if you want to do like a team move to try, and I'm not sure. Let me look at this. The team before we start the giveaway. What are the team moves?
There's like specific. There's triumphant celebrations, which are like after you defeat everybody. Like it's like the freeze frame jump.
Oh yeah, perfect.
And then you have most people. Scroll down, please. Thank you. Have like we have vulnerable moments, and then you have the the triumphant celebrations for team moves. When you do team pulls, I always call them like combo breakers, where 1 or 2 players are working together to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I let people do that too, because most people think team moves. They think
like
fastball special. They don't really think
right. Exactly. As much as I love a freeze frame, I am. That was sort of like, but combo breakers are so much fun.
Right.
They're so much fun. So I would say she starts. One of the things that Pacifica starts to try and do is the colors on her skin start to change and go and sort of create this like hypnotic pattern almost. Like she's trying to this is not a situation that she feels comfortable being in at this moment. Clearly, like y'all are some tough ones some really tough people.
Hey,
You might have
GM,
stopped
I have
me.
a question.
Yes.
Is she still touching that computer?
No, she's not.
Good to know. So can I provoke her?
You can. Go ahead and roll provoke and tell me how it goes.
At least I think that's something I can do. Except I want to use my delinquent move, which is called Are You Watching Closely? So I'm going to mislead, distract, or trick someone.
Oh yeah. You can totally do it.
Do that. Also, friends, if you are in chat, go ahead and enter the keyword, which is going to be comics. We are going to start the giveaway for anybody who is currently in chat and active in chat to roll for the giveaway. I'm trying to think if there's a way for me to tweet that, but not really.
All right, so that's a 10. So I can do 3 things. I can, I think I'm going to confuse her. I'm going to expose a weakness or flaw and get an opportunity. So as she's about to start like raging at my team, Cam's just going to be like, hey, listen, before you go flaming, I have a little something for you. And the computer that she was on, the screen's gonna start flashing for a second, and then flip to the black screen with a blue eye that just like opens and then closes and says, screw you. And the whole system is going to start whirring as Cam basically is going to distract her by activating some kind of self-clean function. So all the water is going to get purged.
Okay, sorry. So sorry. I got...
No worries.
Am I back? It looks like we're... I got a yay, so it looks like we're back.
Yep.
Sorry, friends. I swear I'm working on this. Okay. So did you roll for those already? I assume.
Yeah, I rolled a 10.
Okay, perfect. And you
like,
got all of those.
It works a lot like provoke, but it's like a distraction.
Okay, so describe. So you've done with all the work that you've done in the pipes, you have essentially distracted her because all of her hard work like is suddenly being halted. It's stopped. All of that, and she's no longer worried about. She's distracted by what you're doing on the computer versus what your friends are, even though they're, or her. I would say more that her focus is split at this point, and you can see like her turning towards the computer, but the tentacles still reaching out for for your friends.
Yeah, but I am exposing a flaw or a weakness and giving an opportunity either to me or to my team.
I was gonna say, as she turns on her back where the tentacles come out from, you see like this color shifting situation. You also see this kind of soft, or you see like essentially through her exposed back between all of the tentacles, just what would be a vulnerable spot where you think your compatriots might be able to, if they might be able to, if they were able to contact it, be able to like incapacitate her in some way.
Yeah, so I think as Cam sees this, they're just going to be in the comms like, there. And hope that the team sees what they're talking about, and then flip on to the intercom and just be like, well, really sorry for the delay, but I just realized that since we're in a water treatment facility, I can boil everything. And once everything's been boiled, there's some really great enzymes here. I think I'll just toss that in the water too. Keep things nice and clean.
She just lets out this shriek.
Oh, no. You pointed out...
Does this count as hurting her, or is it too metaphorical of a hurt?
I mean, emotionally, sure. This is very painful for her.
I'm just asking if I can get rid of my angry condition.
I would say so. She sounds
someone or break something.
I would say this counts as hurting someone because she's real upset right now.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Are you still tired and like winded, Poppy?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. The longer they stay in their transformative state, I was telling you guys about it. The like less like civil they are, they do start turning into like the beast that they look like, and they've been in this since they like attacked. I don't have any more transform moves to do, but I do want to, since the groupers are taken out, go for the sensitive area that Cam just revealed to us.
Okay.
Jake, are you like holding them in any way? Or did no wait, you pushed the return button and it made all their tentacles go away, but are you interacting with them at all right now?
Just standing between Poppy and them. So.
Poppy and them. Okay. I would like to fly towards them, like tackle them.
Okay.
Full on tackle them. And I know I want to go to their back. I know that all of them are going to like be coming at me. But I want to use my tail as a kind of like a cleave, because it has the pointed glass bit that oozed out that I had said. Like I want to just like be going in front of me. Like there's like basically like a propeller.
Okay.
Forget her tentacles. I'm going for her back. She's threatening my friends, and I'm in guard dog mode, like officially now. It might take y'all a second to bring me back.
So would we call this defend?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Because I'm defending. I want to defend my friends.
Yeah, do it.
I feel like they're just yelling, "You ruined Pizza Pocket Night!" And they're just like,
yeah, she sure did.
The smallest things are making them so upset right now. All right. Do I roll plus?
So
Savior.
yeah.
Do I still? No, I already used the. No, this is the first roll against them, so I would have the +1 to my roll.
This is, I think,
because of the coming for you move that I did last time.
Right,
I didn't do a roll.
Right.
Is that okay?
That's fine with me. Sure.
Awesome. So then I'm gonna roll with my savior. My savior is a 0. Good thing I got that one. Cool. Yeah, no, gonna use that re-roll because I rolled a 2. Thank you. That is better. 6 + 1 + 0 is still 7.
That's so it costs.
Wait, I have the +1. 8.
8. Hey. Alrighty. So on a 7 to 9, it costs you expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation.
I feel like if I'm just like flailing at them like full, it's gonna escalate the situation, and I might hurt them in the process, which will clear both of my conditions at this point.
Hey,
just
yeah,
rushing them and then hurting them, I think will clear both of my conditions.
I was gonna say it does, and I feel like you do expose yourself to the tentacles, but it is a successful hit. So you take probably a couple of like stings from the like. I would say you probably get some hits. She gets some hits in from the tentacles.
Do I need to take a heavy blow at any point?
Probably for this, I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. But you are able to, I will say with this defense, you are probably able to get into that sensitive spot that Cam pointed out.
So then taking a...
So then taking a blow...
roll plus conditions marked. So I have 2 conditions.
Yeah, I would say that your conditions can go away after you roll for taking a... Well...
Yeah, that's up to you as the GM. Since I did that, I can clear them and then take this roll.
I'd say roll with one of your conditions, since you charging in clears one of them, but it's the hurting something that clears the other one. So this would happen like both.
So +1.
Since this is all sort of happening at the same time. Yeah, roll with one condition.
All right. 2d6 plus 1.
Just the one condition.
All right. That's a 5 + 1, which is 6, plus the 1, which is a 7. I rolled a 7. This is an NPC.
On a 7 to 9 against an NPC, let's see.
Lash out verbally, get ground. Struggle past the pain.
You struggle past the pain, mark 2 conditions.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was reading them out. I was muttering them
yeah,
to
yeah.
myself. I apologize.
No, you're fine. I just get it.
Lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to conflict a condition. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain. I would like to struggle, but man, I am so sick of this. This sure is a one shot because I'm just like conditions everywhere. Actually, I think I'm gonna lash out verbally.
Okay, I was also gonna say, so you rolled a 5 and then you got a +1 because of the one condition I'm having you roll with. Where did the other +1 come from?
Oh no, it was 2d6. One dice was a 5. One was a 1.
Oh, I see. I understand. Gotcha. Okay, cool. I got it. Yeah. So you're lashing out verbally. Perfect.
Yes. I kind of want to say that's the you ruined pizza hot pocket party night. You ruined the hot pocket party. Like, it just makes no sense. It's all growl and guttural. And through the car, everybody just hears like, "You ruined the hot pocket party night." Like, I'm just done.
Amazing.
Bye-bye.
So as this happens, this image of gargoyle flying through the air, glass-tailed knife situation.
It's generally kind of scary if you did not know what or who I was.
Into this like writhing mass of tentacles. This has somehow also become clean room somehow. You are able to hit that sensitive spot that Cam had pointed out, and Pacifica's tentacles like retract even further in, almost to the point where they are like they essentially get kind of sucked back into her back. And
so I found the retract button.
Yeah, like they retracted a little bit. It's that sort of like thing, and now they're like retracted all the way back, and she falls forward onto sort of on top of the computer, like screeching out in pain. You have the two groupers who are still like sort of tangled up with each other. Pacifica on the ground. You've been able to stop the water, and
she's touching the computer now?
Yes.
She's definitely touching the computer.
Okay, so I think as part of cleaning the room, Cam has definitely like drained the water out of here more or less. But since she's touching the computer now, Cam would like to make it electrocute her.
Okay. Please roll. This feels like unleash your powers to me.
Okay.
I'm glad that technically I'm ground, and
All right, I am gonna re-roll.
Your stone is not a conductor, I believe.
Yeah, I'm so happy that I in the jumper cable situation we are in right now. I'm very happy I'm ground.
Yeah, I'm really glad I have like 2 more re-rolls.
Yeah.
My really good rolling streak has suddenly died, so I think I have to change dice.
I believe in you. Good juju. Good juju.
We can do it. Team,
all right.
Let's go. Team, let's go.
That's a 9.
Hey!
Alrighty, so you're able to overcome an obstacle, reshape your environment, or extend your senses. And let's see. So on a hit, you do it. On a 7 to 9, mark a condition, or I can tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
I'm gonna go for unstable or temporary, just because I think it's temporary to electrocute someone.
It is. She's being a creature who is very much associated with water. This hurts a whole heck of a lot. This added dose of electricity. It is vaguely unstable in that a couple of your teammates, if they decided to try and get closer, the water around would have affected them very likely. I would say that this is very much a temporary effect that knocked her out briefly, but you also know that Pacific octopuses are generally fairly resilient creatures. So there is a good chance that this is not going to keep her down for very long.
Yeah, so Cam, as soon as she's like shocked and gone down, Cam's like, zip ties. Zip
Yeah.
ties.
Bobby, as you're on zip tie duty.
Zip tied it up. Probably over zip tying at this point.
Yeah, like all the tentacles together, legs, arms, maybe another one on the tentacles just to be safe.
Like zip tying tentacles together.
They've sort of like there's not really tentacles at this point because that center like basically made them retract. You just sort of have like little like
we've zip tied
nerves.
around that center.
Oh, so we had the same plan of like zip tying them around them so they couldn't come out, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, like we zip tied zip ties together and like we are resourceful teens.
very resourceful teens.
No tentacles may emerge at
They
present.
emerge.
Amazing.
I can clear my conditions now. I am still a beefy babe, though. I am still a big beefy boy.
And my teen knights, you have beat Pacifica and her grouper. Do you also zip tie the groupers, incidentally?
Oh,
This one is just add insult to injury
assumed that
because
you
they're
do.
already like wrapped
I feel
around.
like one is kind of like dead.
Right.
They're, you know, they're mooks. They're meant to be somewhat cannon fodder for sure.
Okay.
But so tell why don't y'all wrap this up for me? And by that I mean, what do you do with your supervillains that you have now incapacitated?
Leave for tomorrow.
Cam's vote is that we get out of the building with as little evidence left that we were ever here, and then we.
What's that broken room? Yep.
Well, yeah, shit's broken, but they can't prove it was us.
Yeah.
And then like halfway home, you like stop at a payphone and be like, "Hey,
Oh, well,
there
Steve's
was
gonna come out as soon as we leave.
Well, Steve's gonna come out and also like just pay phone like, hey, there was a break-in at the water treatment facility,
Saw some
and then
suspicious information. Some suspicious peeps over there.
it's totally suspicious. Hang up, go home.
But the conditions are cleared, but Lou is like kind of still stuck in beast mode right now.
Cool. I think Cam's vote is to go back, start the movie over, and maybe get some more Hot Pockets.
Poppy votes for a different movie.
I mean, sure.
It can still be Stallone, but can it be something else?
I mean,
Luna
that
wants
movie's a
Christopher
classic, okay?
At least a classic.
Okay, Rocky 4.
Fine.
Luna no like Rocky 4.
Why? That's training montage. It's amazing.
My training montage hungry.
Oh, wait. I know. I can go get some more snacks on the way back, so just tell me what y'all want. I'll pick them up at the corner store, and then I'll come back with some more food.
Meat.
Spam.
Are
Good
you serious? Okay.
Okay. So, ham.
Ham.
Can you get some like chorizo or something?
Yeah.
Take it.
I'll go get a charcuterie.
No, just-
Vegetables!
Yeah! Baby's first charcuterie board.
I'm an adult. I still eat those.
I was just thinking, a good sausage, chorizo, some fucking butter, and bread would be good.
Yeah.
This is
I was
amazing.
when meat was uttered and we only have a microwave to cook with, I was like, okay, sausages, got it. Pepperoni and summer sausage, got it. Okay, good, great. I'll be back with food.
Mustard. They say they're like starting to follow a squirrel. Mustard.
Watch Elle. Make
Hurry.
Yeah,
okay.
Hurry.
I think
Maybe get some hot dogs to tide her over.
Okay. I'll meet y'all back there.
Yeah. So Cam and Poppy will get Elle back in one piece.
You're like a Saint Bernard.
Yep.
That's the level of you were working with
The
here.
proportions here. No.
What's that?
No.
What's that over there? Can I climb up this building?
Cam just pulling
You
out
can,
their
but we should not.
Cam just pulling out their one bag of chips that they have for when they're doing Pacifica here.
Cool Ranch.
Just like
Oh my
opening
God.
and using like chip by chip to get Luna all the way back to the rec center.
But respectfully.
Yeah.
But respectfully, it'll take.
Respectfully.
By the time Jake gets back with the food, they'll be like slowly getting their sentience back. But like, they won't understand why they're
chilled.
like perched on the tire eating like this. Was I that bad?
You thought about eating a squirrel.
I've never done that.
I'm gonna choose to believe you.
I thank you. They say thank
don't
you
need
and they think thank you.
And then I think to you, we don't need to discuss it any further.
That's Luna. That's all you get.
This is so precious.
And once
Go
Jake is back, Cam's gonna be like, all right, I'll be right back, and is gonna blink out again. 2-3 minutes, blink back. Again, different backpack, bandana is now gone.
my stealth is no longer needed.
And Cam is gonna like flip their backpack off and pull it open and pull out like an air mattress and drop it on the floor, and another air mattress and drop it on the floor, and another air mattress and drop it on the floor, and then like an air pump, and just like sit and start prepping air mattresses so we can just fucking have a sleepover.
Okay, now which Rocky are we gonna watch?
What'd you say before? Rocky
I said 4.
Rocky.
You're like
and
Rocky
Bullwinkle.
4. What do you mean? Montage.
Just want to make sure the group consensus is here.
Like the hanging meat locker scene won't make them starving this time now. So.
I mean, there's a meat locker scene in almost every
I
Rocky.
know. All of them.
Oh my
Like all
God.
of they're just different.
They're all sponsored by different delis. Every movie is sponsored by
It's a different cut of meat.
different kind of meat.
So as we end, we close the comic book on a splash page that very much resembles the first splash page that we opened this with. Our heroes, there's the panel of Pacifica getting picked up by the local law enforcement, Pacifica and the groupers. You can sort of see there's a close-up on Pacifica where one of the like little tentacle things has sort of sprung from the zip tie. If we know anything about octopuses, they are very slippery. But for now, they have been caught. And we get one last close-up, and it's a close-up of the Discord chat that y'all have, that y'all are ignoring since you're all here together and watching Rocky 4. And you get a friend request from a actually you get 2 friend requests. One from a profile picture that has like a little peppermint swirl on it, and the other one is from, it looks like it's like it's hard to tell because it's tiny, but it's like a couple of different pictures of vultures.
Decline.
And that's where we're gonna end this adventure today. We
Yay!
did it! You did it! So we're gonna do sign-offs for my wonderful, amazing players. You're gonna tell us who you are, where we can find you, what kind of fun stuff you've got coming up, and Tell us your favorite part of what happened this evening for our wonderful audience, and thank you everybody. Thank you for everybody who came out and helped us raise some money and donated to medical aid. I will be keeping this donation link up for a while, but we're medical aid for Palestinians. It's been a great cause. So let's start with. I started upper left, so I'm gonna start with bottom right with Finn.
All right. Hello. My name is Finn. Everywhere on the internet, you can generally find me as the Fish Boy, or Fishboy, or fishboy.cause, depending on where you're at and what you're looking for. On Twitter, I am the Fish Boy, as you can see on the overlay, and that's probably the best place to find me. I mostly just tweet about random stuff, hang out in TTRPG spaces with my friends, and sometimes come play on one-shots for charity and stuff. But actually, I have some really exciting stuff in the tube right now, so hopefully I will be able to officially announce some of that stuff in the near future. And if you're interested in choose your own adventure stories, it might be up your alley.
Okay. Diana. Or Diane, sorry. I'm like...
Diana.
Yeah, Diana. Okay, I was right the first time.
Happens all the time. I'm Diana Lorraine. You can find me at Modcaster, like the overlay says, on the Twitter and the Instagrams. I am the co-GM, co-creator of Christmastide, Ohio, which is a Kids on Bikes actual play podcast. It takes place in a fictional Christmas-themed town in the 1980s. I am also a co-host of Powered by the Players, a Powered by the Apocalypse actual play podcast where we do mini campaigns and one-shots, much like Masks, which is super amazing and fun. And when I am not playing those TTRPGs, I am podcasting about My Little Pony, Riverdale, and movies over on Macintosh and Mod.
Oh, man. Buns.
Hi, again, it's me, a Buns. And you can find me at Honeybuns on Twitter and here on Twitch at BattlescarBunny. I actually, if you would like to play more Mask games or see about that, you could probably go and sign up for my games on Magpie because that's what I do. I run Powered by the Apocalypse games, Mask being my forte at the moment. And soon there will be, if you would like to see me on the other side of the screen, other than Mask and being a GM, there might be some podcast stuff coming up soon with some really lovely people that I can't really talk about yet, but I can keep forgetting.
And Ren.
That's me. Hi, I'm Ren. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Thorny Dryad, like a prickly bush. I am a podcaster, amateur tabletop role-playing game player, and variety streamer. I am the voice of a character called 8 in a podcast called Roads Uncharted, which is the first ever Genesis actual play TTRPG podcast. Oh, man. And it's a mouthful. We're on our second season. That's still in the swing of things, so it's always a great time to pick that up and listen to it. GM'd by my lovely partner, GM Dax, and includes the voice talents of such wonderful people as at the Kappa Chris of Kappa Chris fame. When I'm not running charity
It's so
stuff.
much fun to listen to.
It's so good. I've actually started listening to the first season myself, like halfway through it.
I'm just starting season 2. Oh, so good.
Season 2 gets better and Kappa Chris fame. When I'm not doing my own stuff, I like to do charity for other folks. So thank you so much, LD, for having me and for putting on this delightful Masks game. Next time, we're going to get that Mintler again.
Mm-hmm.
I promise.
How dare they try to come at our Discord.
Yep. And that's me, and I guess that brings it to me. Hi, everybody. I'm Lady Dame. This is my channel. You've been watching the Masks Charity One Shot. I am a late night variety streamer here on Twitch. Normally, I am the host of Smutty Saturday, where at 9 p.m. Pacific on Saturdays, I read smut and erotica with all of my favorite people. I also read bedtime stories generally on Sunday nights, although I'm about to have a big schedule change of the non-smutty variety. And then I also play chill indie games. This one shot, raising money for medical aid for Palestinians, marks the end of comic book month here on this channel. Next month is going to be our Chuck Tingle month, which I'm super excited about. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm pretty much at the Lady Dame everywhere that's important for announcements as to the guests for Smutty Saturday, the kind of games that we're going to be playing, what stories I'm going to be reading. And also stay tuned because next month's charity one shot is going to be playing in the Tingleverse itself using the Tingleverse TTRPG. If you go on my Twitter, I do have a link to the forum, which is still open at the moment. If you like playing Dungeons and Dragons, it's essentially that system, so you don't have to learn a lot new. Only it's served in both the wholesome and kind of strange world of the Tingleverse, wherein there are such magic items as the helm of the true Buckaroo's apprentice, or banana milk of secret chats. There are also monsters like, let's see, what's my favorite one? That isn't going to be a spoiler for the game. The manifested concept of rage is one of the monsters in this book. So highly, highly recommend if it's going to be a wild time, frankly. So that's going to be really fun. I am also a TTRPG player, and I'm in a few podcasts. I'm in a podcast called Of Black Glass. Episode 9 just came out, which marks the beginning of our second arc. It is also a Powered by the Apocalypse system called The Watch of Black Glass. This one was recorded through Off the Table. If you like stories about fighting the patriarchy and also stories that are super gay, this is a great podcast for that. As we talked about last night. I haven't worked on new commands for Tingler Month. I will fix them. Let's see what else. I was just in the Clearfield podcast. That was written by Sergi Composition. I was in episode 4 as a guest voice, which is really cool. They're super short episodes. The one I'm in is the longest at 13 minutes. So if you like mysteries, creepy horror stuff, I highly recommend checking out Clearfield Podcast. It's really fun. And I know I feel like they're still looking for voice actors. I'm not sure if guest voices. I'm not 100% sure, but I highly recommend checking that out. And I do have one game. I don't know if I can announce it yet, but we do start it next week. I'll be appearing in a short one-ish shot in playing the Labyrinth TTRPG over on a Theater Files channel starting on June 6th. And I've got a couple of other things in the works, so stay tuned on my Twitter. And yeah, I believe that's everything. We've been bonked so many times. So let's see who's still streaming at this point. I feel like we should send a raid over to somebody. Oh, Mindy and Josh. Oh, both Mindy and Josh are streaming. However, I do know that Josh Simons, our dear friend, is actually hosting his mod appreciation stream, and so all of the subs and bits that he earns during the stream are going to his mods, which I think is super awesome. I'm a little biased since I'm one of them, but I'm not one of the really steady ones, so it's fine. Yeah, so thank you. It's mod appreciation night over there, so let's go raid Josh Simons. It's Joshua Simons.
My brother.
Yeah, also Finn's brother. Yeah, and let's see. I think that's everything. Thank you all so much for coming and helping us and raise money. It was really fun.
Yeah.
You were all fantastic. Have a good night, friends. There's that. Also, a raid message. Also, offline. Okay, bye. Waving. Wave, bye.
Once I was a girl who led the sailors on. be done. Pack up my petticoats and travel on. That was the life